Majeski on the inside, Brett Holmes on the outside.
Just not enough room. And Ben Rhodes suffered some pretty major damage to that right front corner. Right there. Broke his fender loose.
Let's go 99 radio.
Absolutely killed. You're going to have to make a piece on the shot from the headlight.
Looking outside for the lead on Rajah Karuth.
He better go look for that lead because Cory Heim.
Whoa! Hang on to it. Rajah Karuth goes around. Caution is out.
All right, let's get it straightened up. Let's go to pit road right now, fellas. Make sure the pit road's open if they're still all up.
I didn't see that reference playing out today.
Just a little bit loose inside of Majeski for Rajah Karuth. Does a nice job getting that truck down the hill and out of the way.
And his competitors all swinging around the high side. Watch this. Just loose in. That's what this is called. So cool that he kept it out of that outside wall. He'll live to battle for the lead again, I believe.
Stephen Parsons running 28. First truck 1 lap down, so he gets the free
4 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. Orange goes all day. Sales ending soon. Visit your local dealer today. Find your nearest dealer.
This time, stage point's a big deal. And just as we look for the green and white checkered flag and a couple of laps to end the stage, this will end it. Brett Holmes goes around. It's caution number 5.
Nick Sanchez is in the free pass position.
See Brett Holmes, I didn't see any contact to precipitate that, but slight contact with the left rear corner of that truck.
Brett had that great start to the season. A 4th, a couple of top 12s after that.
Wait for Eckes.
We get another caution or two, tighten this field up. Look out for the 7, and there it is, right on cue. Connor Jones. 6th time we've seen the yellow flag here at North Wilkesboro.
See the tire letters are rubbed off. Feels like maybe he scrubbed the right side of his truck into another as he went down in the corner, maybe just got loose.
19th on track is where Connor Jones was when it got away from him.
Well, the leaders were getting ready to hit some heavy corner of your screen. Chase Purdy was behind him in the 77 truck. I did not see any contact. He's just going to barely make contact. You saw the rear tires moving. Maybe if he holds the brake a little harder, locks the brakes up, that might keep that truck out of the outside wall, but possibly not.
North Wilkesboro for the trucks, 38 to go, 7th caution. Dean Thompson went for a ride, running 12th.
That truck's all been up on the left side, having a solid run. See what happens a little bit.
It's early on the entrance to the corner.
Ross did a nice job of getting on the brakes and keeping himself right there, ducking to the bottom. Ooh. That's a good job.
It was.
Cory said it's Heim time, not caution time. I didn't need a yellow here.
But for the guys that...
White flag for Cory Heim. Lots of lap traffic. But he's got a 3-second advantage.
How about this battle on the right?
Check your watch. It's Heim time at North Wilkesboro. 3rd win of the year for Cory Heim.
Great job by Lane Riggs. He needed that finish.
Grant car's fast.
This car should take off better than they did on the yellows. Oh, Cindric is around.
And he had help. Yellow is out as Austin Cindric gets turned into the wall.
Oh, he's not happy either.
Nor should he be. Things got...
Yeah, just 3 wide. Yeah, got squeezed.
Yeah, and it didn't look like he squeezed him all the way up, but it was... Yeah.
Lost 3 spots on pit road is what happened. Put him back there.
We're under caution. We'll be back in the All-Star Open.
He's all the way up against the rubber in that top groove, trying to find something to make some time.
Final lap. Ty Gibbs headed for the checkers. The race is for 2nd.
Dominant fashion. Dominant performance by Ty Gibbs. Might be able to make some noise tonight in this All-Star race.
Ty Gibbs leads every lap and wins the Open. Bubba Wallace, by 3 car lengths, holds off Josh Berry to transfer into tonight's All-Star event. Ty Gibbs races his way in for the 2nd straight year. Star race is underway.
Oh, we got one in the wall right off the bat.
Busch. For Stenhouse, he's not going to be happy about that. Stenhouse going for more.
Yeah, he's been 3 wide already.
Cowboy up. It's time to go. $1 million on the line. There's not a lot of time, but Kyle Busch will pay you back, and here it comes.
Oh, boy.
Sideways.
He's
Look
in
into
the
the
wall.
fence. He's done.
Kapow.
Didn't like that. Fought back.
Caution on lap 2.
Well, that didn't take long, Kev.
Man, oh, man.
I say we're done here. Killed the right front.
Turn 2, and then he got here.
This is what I was talking about off the 2. Got pushed up into the wall pretty hard. I knew he wasn't going to like it. As soon as he got to him, he took care of it. Stenhouse was trying to run and hide, wasn't he? Here comes a retaliation. You're not going to get away with that. Not with that driver. Stuck him in the fence. This night's over.
Full moon Sunday night.
Going to need some icy hot. He's out of the car already. Oh, wait a minute. He parked in Busch's pit box. Look at this. Got out in his pit box, Kevin.
I like that.
There's Kyle Busch's pit crew. And Ricky Stenhouse climbs over the wall. Ricky Stenhouse goes for a ride. And we're under the first caution of the All-Star race.
To manage the back.
Trouble, turn 1. Ty Gibbs around. And there were a lot of cars surrounding him, or rather, would not be surprised if there was some contact involved. Oh, no. Again? Third caution of the night. It comes out at lap 119 as it's been up front.
Yeah, well, yeah, the 8 just barely touched him in the back right there, but going into turn 1, we talk about it. It's downhill. That section is really, really flat.
Yeah, he got him loose there, and then he finished him off, unfortunately, the second time.
Kyle Busch not messing around tonight, Clint.
Noah Gragson will get the free pass on this third. Denny Hamlin still 0.6 of a second behind, right where he's been for the last 4 to 5 laps. Close, but no closer. Joey Logano has won.
Was the cause of it or not? You see it up here in the top of the screen pretty early in the corner, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that the left rear went flat, blew out.
Well, certainly the right sides are both up. I cannot see. The way it is, it looks flat right there. I think the left.
Of the cans versus one that's been working well for them here this weekend. But in talking to the team, the AMR safety team was over here assessing Zach Brown. He has been cleared to continue on with this race.
That's what you call heart and passion, isn't it? He tried to wrestle that.
Good restart from both lanes right here.
Just remember, the intensity picks up with every lap that goes by. These restarts, this one, the next one, they're just going to get crazier and crazier as you see Cory Heim moving up the hill and grabbing that lead off turn 2.
Hello, Connor Mozak in the 7.
Mozak did a really good job there. His nose was so high pushing the 11, but 15 with a run here. Tough spot to do that. Be aggressive, knowing that's a teammate, but gets off of 4 really well.
Trouble. Tyler Ankrum in the wall. Thad Moffitt in the 46.
Wow, that's a big impact there.
Keith McGee involved. Looks like Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Yeah, there's the Earnhardt truck. See if we can see where this starts.
Oh, didn't It's already well happened.
Yeah, Ankrum
it was way down there.
Yeah, that's strange.
Thad Moffitt coming in, nowhere to go, really landed in his lap here.
Yeah, Ankrum comes straight up the racetrack right in front of Thad Moffitt in the 46.
There's a bunch of hard hits for these guys.
Look at all the damage to the front of that truck of Thad Moffitt and the right side of Ankrum's truck.
My imagination is running wild trying to figure out why he was so low, if he was hooked or a flat tire or something, because obviously it happens, you know, just before the corner.
Yeah, he must have got hit on the back straightaway. Maybe a bump draft gone wrong.
Yeah,
you can
he's
see
way
he's already
down there,
already crashing, and then bam!
What a hard hit for Thad right there.
Didn't have anywhere to go.
Saw Keith McGee come in and make contact.
Check out the middle of the pack. There's
right here.
Tyler Ankrum. Oh, he gets hooked. Yeah, he went to move up the track a little bit, and there was someone there. Was that Brett Moffitt?
Yep.
And then watch this. Moffitt, Thad Moffitt had committed to the top, and that's where Ankrum went.
Then McGee came along, made contact with them, and then caught Jeffrey Earnhardt in the right rear quarter panel and turned him into the outside wall.
Yeah, nowhere really for those guys to avoid, right?
Oh, and gets loose, chases it, catches it, lane in the outside wall, possibly.
That's been Daniel's strong suit today. We got a crash. There's that right front fender rub.
Man, that's probably a right front, don't you think, Michael?
Caution number 4.
Yeah, more than likely result of the damage from hitting turn 4.
15th when he got into the wall.
And there goes that tire. Matt Crafton, in the last 10 mile-and-a-half races, Adam, he finished in the 15th or better in 9 of them. So this has been his strong suit, and that streak comes to an end tonight.
You've been talking to Larry McReynolds?
That's one of my McNuggets.
Let's go to Amanda.
Tyler Ankrum has been released from the care center after that hard hit, and Tyler, it's been a tough day.
Thank you all the veterans and those that are serving today.
To all those near and far, we thank you, and we salute you with a little noise of our own.
You saw it while we were side by side. Chase Purdy in the 77 got into the wall, perhaps some debris there, and that produces our 5th caution of the night.
He was running this high line, and he was really making good ground, but just got in a little bit too hot.
Right there. Yeah. Phil and I were screaming as this happened, come get your tires and gas right now. You know you're going to have to pit anyway, but that's too much damage, and then bam, blows that right front tire, and into the wall he goes.
I don't know if this is good news or bad news for Christian Eckes, because you get the yellow. That allows
there, Jesse Love making a pass for 7th. You know, Jesse's done a good job. A lot of these places he's some going to the first time for, but has some experience here, I believe, in the ARCA series, but done a solid job really at every race this season.
See Jesse figuring out that top lane. Just something that Jesse's done a good job at this year, just getting better throughout the race. You know, figuring out how to make my car faster, tuning on it in the second half of the race is really where you see Jesse getting stronger. Well, it's been a great start so far. Kyle Busch has taken the lead and driving away on that high side. Guys, we got some takers.
That's that split stage you guys were talking about, how we got to make a decision. Carson?
Yeah, guys, the 9 of Brandon Jones said they're a little free right now, really on edge, so they're going to work on it a little bit here, and they're going to put 4 tires here as they struggle. But the 8 of Sammy Smith said they're just a little free right now, same sort of deal as the JRM cars seem to be a little free. Now to Josh.
Yeah, the 20 of Ty Gibbs feels like he just needs a little rear stability, but feels okay. Kyle Busch, very specific feedback. Starts a little bit free, builds tight, air pressure adjustment on the 33.
Cole Custer with a great stop as well. Both of them up spots. Cole Custer up 3. Actually, that's going to help his run there. Well, we got some good racing here in Charlotte so far. We also got a split strategy. Some cars stayed out.
So I dumped this water bottle down me to try to cool off. And why you don't do that is that water will boil underneath your butt. And you look like you have fried eggs on both cheeks of your butt. Do not dump the water on yourself.
Well, guys, you found the food.
Yeah.
Blaney said they feed us well up here in the Fox booth.
Tacos for life.
No fried eggs on those tacos.
That's a pretty good move for sure. We've had a good time up here. We hope everyone is enjoying the race so far. You know, we've had some split strategy right there, guys. When you think about Jesse Love, Chase Elliott, Anthony Alfredo, Kyle Sieg, all stayed out, coming here with just a few laps to go in the stage, only 11 to go in the stage. So pretty crazy stuff that's going to be happening here on this restart for sure. But good thing we're getting some great coverage by our friends at Goodyear, powering the race from the green flag to the checkered flag and every mile in between. Goodyear, more driven. Josh, what do you got down there for some info?
Yeah, I talked to the crew chief on the 33, Keith Rod, and they were worried about their pit stall. As you can see, they're going to have to come around Kyle Gibbs unless they get back in front of him, and they've been getting blocked in by the 97. So it's going to be important for Kyle to hopefully get back in front of the 20 to help at least get in the pit stall a little easier.
Right, you don't want the nose floating up in the air. You know, the cars have they're really stiff springs, really stiff platform in general, and these bumps, you know, it's bad here. You know, this place is built on a landfill, guys. Like it's bumpy. And what happens? Oh, we got a spinner here. The 48 of Parker Kligerman off of turn 4.
It's like a little contact with the ball on the nose here.
You see that crease there right above the Goodyear. And you see a little bit more damage there on the left front for sure. A lot of damage. Splitters knocked down obviously a lot. Let's see what happened here as they go down the back straightaway behind a 00. He was 19th place.
Entering right on the fence. Looks free. Trying to put the power down, just spins out. I mean, it just shows you. And then he'll probably have contact with the inside wall.
Yep.
Just shows you how on edge they are. You know, I mean, you're trying to make speed up by the wall and doing the best you can, and just pushed it a little bit too far, and next thing you know, your day's done.
Well, guys, this puts us in another split strategy situation. 17 laps to go. The same point. Some guys have already used up a set of tires. Some have. Is the opportunity there again to save a set for the third stage?
Some guys have already used 2 sets. And so, like, they cannot afford to come. But I'd be curious to see if, you know, who else will come if the front guys do, because now, you know,
50, gas, hybrid, or all electric. Whether it's towing, powering up, or getting from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, what you choose to do with that much power is up to you. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Just announced. Low 1.9% APR financing for 72 months on a 2023 Ford F-150 or on the all-electric F-150 Lightning.
You give, and you give. Now it's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get unlimited data, talk, and text. You get America's most reliable 5G network. You get to choose who gets on your family plan starting at just $25 a line. Does it have to be family? It doesn't have to be family.
Get more lines and more savings. Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
Kick off your summer at New England's only NASCAR race. It's a wicked fast, wicked fun weekend full of racing, camping, and all the fun you can handle. Bring your friends or make some new ones. There's concerts, fireworks, 3 days of racing, and at the end of it all, the winner takes home the giant lobster. It's huge. The NASCAR Cup Series at New.
A lot of times, I know it's pretty common with the Cup cars, and I'm sure it relates to the Xfinity cars. A lot of times when you make green flag pit stops, your car fires off looser for some reason. You know, whether that's, you know, just green flag pressures or just the racetrack being the way it is. You know, how it takes rubber.
Oh, cautious out.
The 43, Ryan Ellis, gets loose off turn 2, hits the inside.
Crazy. This one was really where the pay windows opened up. Oh, no!
Man.
Wow, we got really lucky that wasn't a big wreck.
Ton of wheel spin on the 30. Noah Gragson with a little contact from behind, just way out of shape.
And say these guys it's the first time they're firing off on cold, scuffed tires. they don't know what they really have and what their balance is going to be. But watch that blue 17 car right there. He's got the 4 brand new tires. He's got one in the fence back here.
Shane Van Gisbergen in the fence.
Shane Van Gisbergen hits another one with new tires. The big wreck.
Goodness.
Justin Allgaier in the wall on the front straightaway. And we missed how that happened there as we were watching Shane in the wall. But obviously a day-ending wreck for Justin Allgaier.
It looked pretty hard. I'm sure let me see, the left front's broke. Yeah.
So we're going to show you the restart first. We saw some contact on the restart. These guys are on scuffed tires. The 30 is on old tires that are about 30 laps old. So you see the launch. Now they're spinning their tires trying to shift. The one car all in the back of the 30 turns them to the bottom. Now we're 3 wide.
How they didn't wreck there is beyond me. I don't see how that did not happen. Noah Gragson got really lucky there's no one underneath him, because he would have spun to the infield. And then here they are off of turn 4 to 7. Wants to be clear, but he was not clear.
Yeah, the 20 went into the wall, I think, trying to give him some more room there, but just wasn't there.
Yeah, we're going to get an onboard camera here. Be fun to listen here. Maybe not fun to listen, actually, but definitely, man, end of the race. I think Justin knew, if I got to get up in front of him and get the push off the corner, and just was not clear. And it's honestly, that's a spot where the spotters have a very hard time seeing. The cars are coming directly at them, so it's really hard for them to see if it's clear or not. So the driver is kind of doing it himself at that point and looking in the mirror. And we've seen that many times here at Charlotte Motor Speedway off of turn 4. Here's the restart again with Noah Gragson.
Yeah, just the one. Just didn't quite hit him square, and just got him a bit out of shape there.
And this was his, Noah's biggest fan. She's mad. Ooh, she's gonna go find him after the race. Ooh.
Oh. Ooh. What was she saying there?
Oh, I think she was talking about ducks.
Yeah. Shut the front door.
I think. Yeah, there was a flock of ducks that flew over the racetrack, and I think she was curious about those. I mean, we knew when we
get something for a late yellow at this point.
They're saying the restart is good to go. I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Brandon Jones to the inside of Kyle Busch. Just got done talking about that Menards car. They had brake issues early. Oh, we got.
Oh, wow. Cole Custer to 0-0 up into the fence really hard. Austin Hill behind him, and he's upset.
We're still
Austin's had a hard time. We'll give him a thumbs up.
No caution.
That's a different finger. Oh, well, put your thumb back on the wheel there for just a second. There's going to be the caution right there.
I don't know. If both hands were on the wheel, I think the outcome was going to be the same.
I agree.
I like the thumbs up. I don't know that I've ever got a thumbs up from someone in that kind of situation.
Do you think he meant like
he was just telling?
I think it was sarcasm.
I think you might have had some sarcasm.
You think so, huh?
Yeah,
okay.
Maybe.
I think you're right.
Big damage. I mean, 0-0 is junked. The 21 has some big damage too. Let's listen in on the 21.
I don't understand, dude. He just doored me down the front stretch, and I cut my right front down because of it.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and see the replay. They're running 5th and 6th. They both were having a pretty solid day going with them. Cole had that interesting strategy early in the race that put him in a good spot. Here's Cole's onboard. A little tight there, but nothing too bad. A little contact down the front stretch. And, looks like it cut down. That contact, you can see it right there, how low the splitter is on the 21 underneath there. You can barely see it. You can tell that it cut down its right front. And then right here, this is a bit of retaliation. I'm pretty upset about all that. And
looks like the throttle might have stuck on a 21.
Yeah, that must have been it, Ryan.
Could have been.
From the right foot being down.
Austin Hill's been ticked off most of the day today.
Maybe he's just in a bad mood.
He is now.
Yeah, I think the right front was, you see the car kind of go straight there. I think the right front got cut down from the contact on the front stretch, which wound up wrecking both those cars.
It was hard to tell what happened there down the straightaway. I don't. Obviously, they made contact, but I'm not sure if someone turned down or came up. It was a little tough to tell from the in-car.
And obviously, Cole Custer did not know what happened there. You know, so Cole's saying, "What are you mad at me for? You just ran me into the wall because the right front blew out." So Cole's giving him the thumbs up, like, "Yeah, thanks for ruining my day." Austin Hill's over there saying, "Because of you, my right front's down. Thanks for ruining my day." They obviously neither one knows the whole story yet, but here we're gonna see in-car Cole. Yeah, as we come off of turn 4, the 9's still almost in the wall. He's still giving it a shot. We're going to take the white flag, sponsored by Credit One Bank. This one's not over yet, boys and girls. It's going to be close. It's all going to be about turns 1 and 2. If the 9's able to get a good run here, it might be something. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough. What a good battle all the way through. The 17, Chase Elliott, proven why he's a NASCAR champion in the Cup Series. Comes back after quite some time not being in an Xfinity car. Comes off turn 4. Great strategy, great teamwork. He takes the checker flag at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, what a day. Great job by Chase. Great strategy. Get those guys in the race, contention, and to win the race. But also what a job Brandon Jones. Up and down day for them. A lot of time on pit road and a great charge at the end for him.
Yeah, what a great race here once again. It's the 12th different winner in the last 12 races here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's unpredictable. We showed why it was today. So many different things have happened today, and like we said, they played the strategy correctly. They took the cards they were dealt and played them the best.
They
all
did.
The way through.
They did, you know, and through that race, they kind of made the assessment of, hey, I don't think our car's good enough to go up there and win straight up. So we have to get creative here, and they did. And, you know, and props to Greg I, crew chiefs on that thing. Props to Chip.
And I think as you go through this race, you also have to be mentally prepared to be miserable, because it is hot today. And the first part of this race is not going to be fun. The cars aren't going to feel great. You're going to get hot. You're going to lose a lot of fluid. So there's a lot to take in the first part of this race. And then when you look up, you're going to see 200 laps on the scoreboard, and you're only going to be halfway.
That's the biggest problem. 600 miles, Chris. That's a long time around this place. A lot of chances for mistakes.
4. That car gets straightened out and down to the apron, but caution waves for B.J. McLeod. Driving for Carl Long. Last year, McLeod had one of the NASCAR charters, but he's got a right front down and sold that charter at the end of the season, so he is running Florida driver off turn 4.
Looked just like William Byron yesterday. Just gets to that 3/4 mark in the corner and back stepped out on him.
Tire blew out after the fact when he was sliding sideways, so it was not the cause of the...
We're worried about that car, William Byron, and it's just had no problems whatsoever after that contact with the wall. Drove straight to the lead.
Caution.
Yellow.
Whoa, heavy contact. Noah Gragson. Down the back stretch. A lot of nose damage.
Noah Gragson was running 24th as he brings out the 4th caution flag of the night. Lap 172.
Spun down to the... There's in the back spinning. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Heavy contact with the inside of the wall.
Hard to tell what happened right there, other than he was headed down the racetrack once we caught him. That one will be done for the night.
To fix it, is that something we have to do?
Caution. Back straightaway. Harrison Burton.
Straight right there.
Now that one's got a broken toe link. Crab walking down the track.
Harrison Burton for the Wood brothers. Having trouble off turn number 2. A lot of right rear damage.
In the back of the screen.
Lost it.
He's got sideways all by himself.
We talk about it at a lot of different racetracks, and you get to that three-quarter mark in the corner when that car starts to turn, and if you've got too much wheel into it, he's running up there high.
The question is, I don't see him hit anything, and you said that toe link was bent. I think he may have lost it because of toe link.
That car behind caught a piece of the outside wall too on the way by.
You see
that
what I'm saying, Kevin?
Very good point, Clint.
Well,
might just be from the flat tires.
He may, yeah, I think. Let's see if they go to work on this toe link. You can definitely tell he's been in a wall on the right rear.
It's in the drivers' meeting that are here. Turn 2, car on the wall. Oh, Corey LaJoie. And that'll put us under caution for the 6th time tonight.
Get it rolling.
Harrison Burton will get back on the lead lap. As LaJoie, it appeared to be a single car spin. Let's have a look here.
I think it just came out from underneath of him, Kevin.
Yeah, well, when you get into turn 1 right there, the car goes over. There's a whole bunch of bumps getting in the corner, and it kind of gets light. And if you get too much speed or hit those bumps wrong, it'll just kind of knock the back out from underneath the car, and that's what happened right there.
Corey did a great job keeping it out of the wall, as a matter of fact. The car's going to be able to put tires on it.
Yep.
Survive to see another lap. Larry, another set of tires, though.
Yeah, but I think we got to come, Clint, because we've run about 20 laps. And this actually puts you right there on the window of maybe not having to stop again should we stay green to the end of stage 3.
Hearing a lot of those cars get
the rear bumper.
Yeah, and you see contact right there. Gibbs into the fence.
And here comes a crossover into
the grass.
In the grass. Pass them both. Pass in the grass, baby. How about that?
That was awesome.
You could think that was turf and not grass.
Well, these guys all know that, I promise you.
You saw Reddick get loose on the bottom. Ty Gibbs moved up to give him some room and got in the wall. Huge crossover. That was awesome.
Series debut. That's Luke Fenhaus in the 66. Getting racy back there. Can he save it?
Nope. That's
Luke Fenhaus.
Lock it down.
That's what we see so many times, Joey. We talked about it. That truck on the bottom is going to lose that downforce.
And we talked about it a little bit during the rain delay for us, that you guys weren't listening to us because we were sitting up here bored. But
a little bit lower, he tries to get back up in position, but he had a bad angle getting down in the corner.
Bad angle, touches the curb a little bit, has to woe that truck up, and just too much happening.
Yeah, this might be a great opportunity for Tanner Gray. We talked about him going to the rear. That's him right there in the 15 truck, right in front of the spin by Luke Fenhaus. It may be a great opportunity for him to employ a little strategy, come in and know that he has enough fuel to get to the end of the 2nd stage.
Absolutely.
I know. There's been a lot of racing and a lot of action since all of that.
Well, he's going to have to run as the caution's out. There's the right front tire,
about
most likely that blew out.
That's Colby Howard.
I think most of us saw that coming.
Yeah, you can see that coming. And back to the race, this is not what Tanner hurt there. A lot of debris flying.
And there it goes.
Oh, this is going to hurt.
And nothing he can do about it once that tire goes down. He really is just along for the ride.
And those hits, man, right fronts go down. There's, like you said, Phil, no control. Nothing you can do as a driver. You can't slow down. You can't steer. You're along from that difference. But that was the gamble they were willing to take. Oh, trouble.
Pit stops continue. There's the caution. Vicente Salas into the wall. The caution comes out for the 5th time. Tanner Gray on pit road.
If I'm Tanner Gray, I just roll down pit road. Don't bother stopping in my pit.
You just got loose underneath the 88 there, off 2.
See him on the inside of Matt Crappen. Just right in front of Cory Heim. Look at the job Cory Heim does to avoid him.
Oh, this ought to be good. Let's ride on board with Cory Heim. Looking to the inside and then whoop.
Cory thought for a moment about going to the inside. Then he said, well, the 91's going that direction. Let me shift gears and go to the outside. Great job by Cory Heim.
Sat and watched it. And I think with those two drivers in front.
At Dover, 2nd career victory for him. He went back-to-back at the Monster Mile. Pacing the field today, the Toyota GR Supra. Shannon referenced this in race day. We talked about AJ going to the back. He's one of 11 drivers that have to start at the rear. So there's a whole lot to talk about throughout the balance of the race. Front row, Sam Mayer, Shane Van Gisbergen, teammates from Stuart Haas on row 2. Here we go, off of turn 12. We are green in Portland.
Sam Mayer with an incredible launch from that restart zone is able to take the line that he wants. You see, get down into turn 1.
Left that door open, he's going around.
There goes Mayer off the front end of Shane Van Gisbergen. Riley Herbst comes through with the race lead.
Wow, I can't believe what I just saw there. Sam Mayer gets the lead, leaves the door open, and allows Shane Van Gisbergen to get inside. Locks up the wheel and turns him around.
Yeah, and we'll have to go back and look at that. It looked to me like Shane was trying to get slowed down. I was actually a little shocked from that view that we had. It seemed like Mayer felt like he had a little
connected to the pedals.
Maybe the wrong pedal sometimes.
Had a driver get off right there. I couldn't see the number on that car.
To 91, Kyle Weatherman.
Yeah, he got off, and you saw he came back on the track. That's where we talked about there being so many issues. Watch when he comes back on the track. We talked about this big lip and how thick that was, catching the front end of that splitter. Ooh, still not bad though. It didn't catch the front edge of that, which is what ripped that off. But you can still see you have to be really careful of that, even if you have to come on the track a little bit slower, Trevor, to make sure you don't destroy your car.
Yeah, and I'm sure he saw what happened in qualifying. You see him change his angle at the last second, try to come across it sideways a little bit. Really fortunate there to keep that splitter on the car.
Hey, we got to celebrate Weatherman. Last weekend at Charlotte, he didn't get to practice because they had an issue.
And I don't care what kind of racing you've done anywhere in the world, the aggression in the Xfinity Series is so high.
Yeah, and we just heard, Josh was talking about Creed's frustration with Van Gisbergen. It's not necessarily that Shane did anything wrong there. It's that Creed's car was going the wrong direction. Shane was, trying to get by him, and now it starts all over again. Shane's gonna have to try to pass him one more time.
Yeah, and when I say aggression, I'm not talking running people off the track or hitting them with your bumper. It's just being on set to kill from the drop of the green flag.
But damage there to Chandler Smith's car. You see, he's gotten into the back of somebody. Maybe when the car is all checked up.
A lot of smoke out of that exhaust there as well now.
A lot of problems for Joe Gibbs Racing on this restart. We see Chandler Smith, Sheldon Creed going to be penalized, and we've got a crash off of turn 12.
Brandon Jones involved in that.
Brandon Jones is 3 feet in that tire barrier. Look at how deep that car is.
Look at this. Well, we said it. Cautions breed cautions.
You said it.
Did you say it?
We were clean in stage 1 and stage 2.
Too soon.
And you touched on that earlier, how hard that would be to actually pull out a line too soon, because normally it's the start-finish line. Here,
I didn't think it was possible, actually.
Now we know.
And I thought Chandler Smith did a nice job backing out right there, getting himself in the right position. You see him off in the background.
44 is Brennan Poole.
Second exit.
Oh, and Jones just has nowhere to go right there, trying to get to the outside of Blaine Perkins, who both of those cars end up. You don't realize how fast you're going on a road course until things start to go wrong.
Yeah, and the way that this racetrack works is kind of like Watkins Glen on the exit of the last corner, where things just bottleneck, and once somebody's sideways, there's absolutely nowhere to go.
Yeah, these guys are all being aggressive in the back of the pack. And we were focused over here on
Possibly
Chandler Smith.
coming out of the exhaust pipes. I don't know if it's burning.
Could have been, yeah. That's a good point, Trevor. Could have been some fluid coming out of the car, but this wreck happens on around the corner, and it's really Brennan Poole just hooking Blaine Perkins that sends him then out into the main flow of traffic. You hear his engine. Yeah, his engine does blow up right there. He has the damage from something else.
Well, I remember back in qualifying, you talked about his early downshifts and how that can be really hard on the engine, and it let go right as he got into turn 10.
Into the main flow of traffic. You hear his engine. Yeah, his engine does blow up right there. He has the damage from something else.
Well, I remember back in qualifying, you talked about his early downshifts and how that can be really hard on the engine, and it let go right as he got into turn 10. We heard him talk about making those adjustments on the 97 at the last pit stop, and they have woken up the beast.
Here they come off of turn 12, back to the start-finish line. They'll see the white flag this time. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Shane Van Gisbergen in the lead and trying to finish it off here in Portland.
And he got off at turn 12 really well, but you see Allgaier sails it down into turn 1. Closes right up to the rear bumper. He's loose off of turn 2, though, and not going to get the drive that it needs on the exit.
What a day it's been for SVG.
Which part of it, Adam? Off the track, on the track?
Qualifies up front, but has been banged up throughout the afternoon. Sent in multiple directions. Time off the track, but stayed in the game. The late rally, the awesome restart, and now just a half a lap away from his first career victory in an Xfinity car.
Well, he had to work for this one. We think back to Coda when he's leading on the last lap and it gets taken away. He shows up at the Chicago Street Course in the Cup Series, thinks, hey, this might be easy, but now in the Xfinity Series, he's had to fight for it.
Truex is off track. Down the back straightaway, turns 10, 11, and 12 for Shane Van Gisbergen. Supercar champion comes to the States. Trevor talked about his hot start, winning for the first time ever in a Cup car at Chicago. Today, the 13th time he's driven an Xfinity car, and he's going to get it done. Career win #1 for Shane Van Gisbergen comes in Portland, Oregon.
Well, that is just not at all the way we thought his day was going to go. I think most of us thought that the 97, the 16 were going to dominate.
Whoa, hold on to it, Brad. Big slide for Keselowski.
Did he get help?
It looked like it.
Loses a lot of spots and holds up Joey Logano there, who had a good run. And that's Logano's camera lens with a lot of dirt on it from Keselowski's big slide.
Yeah, that one's definitely been in the grass. 3 wide. Truex on the outside. Bold move. Early in the race.
Well, we were talking earlier, Clint. I think this is definitely one of those days that we're going to see at least the groove in 1 and 2 spread out pretty good because of the temperature on the racetrack.
Turn 2 at the exit. 2 cars at the back of the field have gotten together and spun.
Caution's out.
John Hunter, Nemechek, Cody Ware, and we're under caution at lap 3.
Well, here we go. Yeah, we talked about when these cautions would fall because that's really what starts this strategy. You got an extremely short first stage right here, only 45 laps. And now we're already, I know it's only 4 laps, but the strategy game will begin.
We'll take a look at this through John Hunter Nemechek's on board.
When you pit under caution or at the start of the race, you have time to kind of scrub your tires in and get the air pressure built up. You make a green flag pit stop, you leave pit road, and you're wide open again.
We've seen that before.
So while we were away, Ryan Preece pitted, so did Daniel Suarez, Chris Buescher, and Alex Bowman. That leaves 12.
Oh, got one in the wall. I don't know which one of those SHR cars. Oh, no, it's Josh Berry, Kevin. Is this a brake situation?
Yeah, I'm good.
That'll put us under caution for the 4th time today.
I just saw it in the corner of that last shot. You saw that car shoot up the racetrack. It may look very reminiscent of what that same car did 2 years ago. Let's see.
Top of the screen.
It is. I don't know. Or is that a tire that went down? Or maybe the rotor blew the tire.
Yeah, tough to tell. I mean, the left front tire is definitely
flat. For the entire race, that's 1,000 shifts up and down.
Brad got around to the outside of him. Crafty move there. A lot of shifting though, Mike. Tons of shifting. Look at this. Now he's got Elliott in front of him.
4th place at stake.
Oh,
and Larson's in the wall.
Larson loose under Kyle Busch, got into him. They're both in the wall. Ooh, this ain't going to be good.
And leader Christopher Bell will come to the caution flag
and should see the green and white checkers. That will end stage 2. Third time Bell has swept both stages in a race. Let's see what happened here.
It's got loose.
Easy to do. Put the gate car hard in the wall.
Busch running 7th, Larson running 8th. Both end up in the wall and head for pit road. Tonight, the United Football League regular season finale is in prime time on Fox. It's the Houston Roughnecks against the Memphis Showboats, 7 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Kyle Busch has taken his car to the garage after this.
Well, you can certainly see him in the wall from that angle, but Kevin, let's back up here down the front straightaway and see the rest of the story.
First DNF of the season for Kyle Busch.
Yeah, you see him come off at turn 2 right here, and I think that they make a little bit of contact right there. Kyle Larson trying to side draft, and then I think Busch is frustrated with that. Squeezes him down the racetrack, and then Larson spins out into the 8, and they both hit the fence. So I think Kyle Busch was frustrated with Larson. You see him way down the racetrack. Let's hear what he said.
I mean, he turned into me. Yeah, he crowded you down. Total idiots.
Well, there's two sides to every story, but that's certainly the one side that we saw.
Yeah, you see that little contact.
Cindric isn't far behind him. You can see him in the shot. There he is.
Yeah, the 99 car has gone back around Ryan Blaney.
Got his lap.
Whoa,
Blaney's
out of gas. Something's wrong.
White flag, 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank, and we've got a new leader.
I think he's out of gas.
I think he gets to an official race, too. White flag, no caution. Austin Cindric, oh my gosh, what is happening?
That's why Suarez was able to get around Blaney. Something stumbled on the number 12.
How about this?
Austin Cindric rolls into turn number 3 after starting from the outside pole with only 1 top 10 finish this entire season. And he is going to the playoffs. Austin Cindric wins in St. Louis.
Punch the ticket, Austin Cindric. How about that? What a heartbreaker, Ryan Blaney.
You just never know if these races are over until the checkered flag falls.
He's
what a heartbreak for
Larry, what could have happened to the 12?
Yeah, Mike, I mean, I'm scrambling because he pitted with 64 laps to go. The fuel window was north of 70, but all of our numbers are always based. Did they get him completely full?
He is coasting to the start-finish line as almost all the lead lap cars are going by him. Here's audio from Ryan Blaney as he crosses the line.
I'm out of gas. I can't believe we had gas, man.
Oh, he's going to end up 24th. 24th.
Last car on the lead lap. What a heartbreaker.
Think back to those pit stops. Think back to those pit stops and how far ahead he came out of Austin Cindric.
I don't know that they took it all on purpose, trying to get the track position.
That's right.
Bid him. Hey,
pitted early.
Well, I chose a Penske car, but I sure didn't see that coming. I didn't know I'd need all 3 of them to get the job done. Wow, Austin Cindric. This is huge for that race team.
The 25-year-old from Mooresville, North Carolina, gets his second career win in his 94th Cup Series start, ending an 85-race winless streak.
Enemies. He's very early in the race. You know, we're not even halfway into a race yet, so he's pushing the limit, but not too hard.
It's Leland Honeyman Jr., excuse me, Daniel, off track. No caution, no harm, no foul. He was 29th when he left the pavement.
I mean, you say he does it down into turn one, gets a little bit high into the. It track's dirty up there still. It's not cleaned up from the repave. You get a little bit too high and. You whoa up the hill.
Just enjoy. Like we saw how Jesse Love, Sam Mayer, those are good cars, but they were not as quick as the 19 and the 97. And right now they're staying in the same pace.
Boris said driving for Hendrick Moss in the rear and actually had driven his way inside the top 20. But contact here with Alex LeBay, and he goes for a ride in turn 7.
Yeah, Boris said is like one of the coolest people you'd ever meet, by the way. He's
in green in the 32 with a 16 of A.J. Allmendinger.
Oh, we got spinners in the back.
First time we've seen something like that today.
Oh, my goodness.
The 19, man.
That's going to bring a caution.
And there is our first yellow for an incident today. Big damage for Brandon Jones, and Ty Gibbs, who lost all of that position on the pit lane, has heavy damage. His teammate Chandler Smith also got a piece.
Well, a lot of big hitters on this, and Ty Gibbs is going to look. Oh, you see Chandler Smith get in the left rear, gets kind of hooked there with Jeb Burton, and gets him turned to the left when he wanted to turn to the right, and just look at him. Everyone stopped.
It's a parking lot right there. The 19 was doing some donuts.
The 19 is really, having a fit there.
Look at Boris said. I mean, just hanging in the back after the penalty. He said, "I'll take all these positions." Riley Herbst, Nemec. Man.
Contact there, as he's just trying to drive by Torp cars.
He's just watching all those penalty cars that were behind the mess and.
Here it is. Look at the 81. It's kind of out of our screen here where it starts.
Yeah, he just turned him around.
I mean, and at this point, it's just like everybody's just. At this point, you got to stop. Everyone stopped.
Yeah, it's a parking lot right there. Not just that, but it's a parking lot in a corner that is kind of blind. You know, you cannot see much other than dust.
Right.
Josh Bilicki in the middle of all that.
Here's another angle you can. You can see, look at the 81 right here.
Yeah, right there.
He gets hooked in the left rear.
By the 27, right? Yeah.
Yeah, with Jeb Burton, and then it's just racing. Everyone's tight there, right?
Yeah.
But that's what gets him pointed in the wrong direction, and everything just happens from there.
How about Jesse Love able to drive through in the 2 car down on the inside before everybody of Cole Custer.
And you see Shane before that making the pass, but you see the 00 also going around. But something that Shane Van Gisbergen does all the time that I've noticed is, I've tried studying him because he's so good at this. Late moves. Look at him go down to the corner here. It's a late move into the corner in the braking zone, which unfortunately I think the same thing happened to Cole Custer.
He was running 4th when he got the bumper, and just that traffic's built up. Now Chandler Smith going the wrong direction.
Already a lot of damage from a previous wreck.
Yeah, he was the one that got hammered really good on the backside of that caution moments ago. He was running inside the top 10, and we get a caution.
Yeah, you know that's a tricky, man, because if you go out of that corner by yourself, you can cause a big accident. We saw that in practice. So NASCAR.
And that looks to me like he got loose on the entry. You know, that corner entry of turn 10 is so challenging because you're going really fast. It's the fastest part of the racetrack as you go through turn 9 right before that. Then you got to transfer weight. You're turning left, you got to transfer weight to the right really, really fast, and you're going.
Whoa! On the dirt, there he goes. Shane Van Gisbergen with the race lead. And Austin Hill going in the wrong direction. Mayer is through to 2nd, Austin Green to 3rd.
Remember that video we just talked about at Coda?
Yeah. But you know what?
I saw it the other way around.
I don't know if he meant to do that, though.
Pit stop 14 laps in. I would say this is good. And man, you hate this for Ryan Sieg. Running top 10, goes off course with under 3 laps to go. And there goes Preston Pardus in the 50. Shane Van Gisbergen's like, get going. I don't need a caution in another restart. For now, we stay green.
And this is what happens at the end of these road course races. Everybody's sending it in there, right? Like you get position, they're going to fire it off in there. And let's see what happened at a 39 of Ryan Sieg here. Kind of what I talked about. It's kind of fire it in there, and Retzlaff just gets it in the back of him.
Yeah. Could be a conversation post-race after that contact.
Yeah, where I came from, you can kick somebody's butt.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, something happened here.
So that's okay. Never mind, Adam. You had a reason for that?
Well, I still wonder why Sieg made that move in the first place, right? He obviously went to Durham off of 11 for some reason.
2.
Oh, too fast.
A little harmless spin there, Jamie.
Yeah, and it sounds like no harm, no foul. Listen to Josh Berry's radio. He said the car is fine. They're going to bring it to him. He said he had
hard tires, usually because of.
Oh, Daniel Hemrick was not having a great day. 37th on the speed chart, and he is off and around. I believe that's the top of turn 2.
I can't see.
It is.
A lot of speed carried around there. Overcharged the corner just a little bit too much.
On top of all those other skid marks that he was spinning over right there.
He's not the first one, is what you're saying.
That's right.
Track stays green. Hemrick spin. Joey Logano slowed down there through that cloud of dust. And then pace car dives to Gilligan's Island. Here they come, and there they go. We're racing in wine country.
Joey Logano took all the suspense right out of it, right off the bat with a great start. Didn't have to battle Tyler Reddick at all into turn 1. Got himself some clear space. But
see Blaney holding tight, trying to stay door to door with Reddick. Lost that battle so far. Now Elliott looking to his inside. He's going to get under him. Turn 4 is a dive bomb corner, an opportunity. Thought better of it.
Whoa, Denny Hamlin's blown up at the start-finish line.
Inside.
Well, you just don't see that very often. That's a big grenade. Makes me think maybe a missed shift or something. You never know. That's obviously.
That's where Kenny Schrader would have said one of them important pieces broke.
Yeah, well, it's the second week in a row we've seen those motor failures from the Toyotas. We saw Christopher Bell leading a race last week, and now Denny Hamlin, he's done.
Valve spring issue last week. I don't know. This one's catastrophic.
Hamlin had a 5-race top 5 finishing streak entering today. That just grenaded right about at the start of the adjacent drag strip.
Well, he's going to try to stay door to door with Blaney on the outside. He's going to do so. That'll set him up for 3 down here to be on the right side of it. But if he doesn't get him cleared right here, now he's in trouble. Now Blaney's got position on him getting down into 4, but he's clear. Great job, Tyler Reddick, getting that back.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that had to do with the speedy dry, Mike. I think that put him on the inside of the speedy dry into 1, on the outside of it into turn 2, and it paid off for him.
Truex is off.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Get fired up.
This is a 4-time winner here.
All right, all clear.
Always extremely fast here, but this reef pave has proved to be a little bit of a challenge for Truex this weekend.
Well, I think it just takes everything that he had such an advantage on, whether it was the things that he wanted in the car, or how he drove it. Those things are all gone.
See him down in the bottom while he got some help.
Yep.
That was it, kind of accordion, but Will Brown got in the back of him and
Truex
twice, 3 times, and he finally spit him out.
Excuse me, he was 18th. Now we stay green. He's now in 37th, last car running, but still on the lead lap.
That's important. Regain your composure. You know a lot of things are going to change.
Whoa, big lockup for Ty Gibbs in the wall. Turn 1 and caution is out. for Gibbs. Oh, the right front is destroyed on that number 54.
Yeah, you bring it to him right away.
When he slid into that, it looked like the right front was turned out. I'm wondering if he got in the wall in 11.
Well, I think that's the carcass of the tire hanging out there. It looks like the whole wheel is turned. You're right, Clint. It's rare.
That's twice.
I know. Got me twice in one day.
You're finally paying attention.
Yeah, he was smoking down the front straightaway, so something happened earlier.
Let's think about this. And this is just a guess, but we've always talked to see he's already into it. I'm wondering if he got in that wall in 11. Used to be tires. Can't get away with that now.
Second caution of the day. Pow. And here's Ty Gibbs. We've been searching in-car footage for this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just...
Exactly what I suspected, and that's easy to do. We used to do it with the tires all the time, but we kind of purposely move them in, wouldn't we, Kevin? Can't do that with that concrete wall.
We're back to green. Tyler Reddick in front of Ryan Blaney. Logano, after his pit stop, restarts 21st.
Well, everybody remember at home, this is all going to cycle around when these guys get to the end of this stage. All those cars are going to stay out. So these guys have elected to stay out, race for the end of the stage, try to get some points, or pit right before the end of the stage. You never know what these guys are going to do, but a lot of those cars that just pitted will cycle back to the front of the field.
A lot of dive bombs here. We're going to be 3 wide.
Couple rows deep, too.
And now it'll all sort out here in the S's.
And you really have no choice. You can work your way through here 2 wide, but it is very difficult to be 2 wide through turn 8A right there over the top of that hill and not get wide.
I see you. I hear you saying work your way through, and who is doing that the best is this Will Brown. He's continuing to impress, getting up through the field. Not a lot of passes. Oh, no, I think that's Chase Briscoe off the track.
It is.
Well, we see Chase Briscoe around. We can't really tell if he got any help.
Barely a miss by Truex.
Oh. Man, I love the Logano strategy, but this is the other side of that, Clint. The risk of the track position. And he's in big
there's
trouble.
Logano coming across. He's already been hit, though, and then hit again by Harrison Burton. A lot of damage on the front of Harrison Burton as well.
Back to green.
So we're seeing on these restarts, there's no escape on that racetrack. They spin in front of you. That's been the case for a lot of people. Then blind corners are playing havoc on them. Saw it yesterday in the Xfinity race at the top of the hill. Saw that here, and then again in 8.
There's that blind exit 3A. Down the hill to 4, and then the chute. Chastain to the inside, 3 wide mid-pack. Now double wide. McDowell moving up in the 34. He's up to 6th if he can complete this pass on Suarez, and does.
Speaking of inch, here comes Chastain on his teammate. Whoo, it was so close.
Tyler Reddick wins stage 1 from Blaney, Larson, and Elliott. Final stage point is so close. Give it to Todd Gilliland over Hocevar. And here we come back to the flag. Blaney got a good run, but Reddick is going to yard him into turn 3. Chase Elliott coming for 2nd place.
He got pushed wide.
Yeah.
Slipped up on the exit.
Yeah, and you see it cost Chase Elliott a spot right there to Kyle Larson. They kind of got tangled up and kind of banged wheels right there, and Chase had to check up for just a second, and Kyle Larson was in the gas going right by.
Didn't take much at all.
Yeah, that's Bubba Wallace, I believe.
Barry in trouble, locks him up, catches Truex, Cam Waters, Austin Dillon, Brad Keselowski, William Byron. and everybody else.
Unbelievable. Boy, you saw him slide, and he was way off the track and in big trouble.
I think he was in there probably too deep, and when those tires get locked up like that, almost like you're on ice.
Marks. See the car way off in the dirt, going to come back across. That's not going to be a factor, is it?
Well, he made a block on Eric Jones behind him was the thing. Eric Jones was already there, pushed him into it, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of them. He wrecked them all.
Finishing up the 6th caution of the day, and they're ready to come to green once more. 21 green laps, 17 caution. Here we go again with Reddick and Larson from the front row.
Well, Reddick launched from the beginning of the restart zone that time and cleared him, so less games, clear track.
Speaking of clear, he launched good enough. The car behind him, Kyle Larson, got Blaney as well. And how about this one car, Ross Chastain, continuing to keep them elbows up. He's coming. These restarts, he has been so aggressive, and it's paid off so far. Maybe a crossover here if he can. Setting up for a dive bomb, getting into 7.
Blaney holds him off for 3rd. Oh boy, there goes Cindric all the way to the tire wall, and 2 more. Yellow flag fever. And McDowell.
Just pitted.
And Noah Gregson.
We're going to run out of cars. My goodness.
Tires are up. Get caught up here.
Another one that had just pitted. Got caught up in some more stuff in this field.
7th caution of the day.
This is wild, Kevin.
It's beyond wild. Now it's getting frustrating.
Michael McDowell was, I believe, on the tail end of that. Was Austin Cindric first around. Then Noah Gregson. Then Michael McDowell. Here it is. William Byron got the free pass. Let's try it again. Chastain around the outside again.
Flat tire and Austin Dillon.
Chastain to 3rd. Suarez and Bowman here for 5th.
The right front tire kind of came up in the air, and it took the load off that tire, and then as soon as it set back down, it locked it up.
Here comes Chris Buescher, the pride of Prosper, Texas, to take stage 2 from Ryan Preece, Martin Truex, Kyle Busch, and A.J. Allmendinger. There's the Valvoline cam from Kyle Larson, way deep in the field. He will take this restart from 22nd. Truex and Preece for 2nd.
Here we go. Allmendinger pitting.
Here's Josh.
A.J. Allmendinger much happier with that car. Said good forward drive, good on lateral grip, just rolling over just a little bit. They told him to wait on fuel.
Larson at the stripe now. He takes over the lead. 2.5 seconds ahead of Ricky Stenhouse. Race leader Kyle Larson comes into his pit. Jamie.
And he pits from the lead, led 10 laps there. Cliff Daniels called him in. It's going to be fuel and 4 tires for Larson.
Chase Elliott becomes the new race leader from Corey LaJoie and Ryan Blaney. Those are the 3 cars that still have to pit. Now, Larson was 20 seconds ahead of Chris Buescher when he came to pit road. But he will cycle through to about 8th place. Larson will, after exiting the pits 6 seconds behind Buescher right now.
And that's exactly what he's doing, but he's inside.
Truex is there. Larson on the outside. Side by side for the lead. Trading paint.
It's not over yet. He's still on the inside. He's going to have to get, what do you call it, dirty right here. He's going to have to push him up. And you can see them both slipping and sliding around. Buescher's tires are just worn out.
In the 17 quarter, clear.
Truex to the lead. Larson to second. But it's not over. It's far from over.
9 to go. Larson at a significant advantage on tires.
Same thing. He missed the corner.
And look, he missed
everything that you've been talking about, Clint. Just don't make a mistake. Keep that car on line. They both did.
In which corners?
Yeah.
4 and 10. He took advantage of both corners.
Coming back, 8 to go now.
Kyle Larson to the lead. He's had the advantage of these three, diving into the corners. Last time here, we get to say 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. And Kyle Larson drove through the field and back to the front after that final pit stop at lap 81.
Keep an eye on Martin Truex. He's give up another second there. I don't know what's going on there, if he's getting tight on fuel or what, but I think he's given up on the race for the lead. Now we're just managing second place.
Michael McDowell 2.5 behind Truex. Jamie?
Well, Truex's crew chief, James Small, right when they came across the finish line, said, hit that fuel switch now. So certainly a concern.
Well. Chastain and Busch got together.
Oh, my God.
Imagine that.
For 5th.
He's going to fall all the way back to at least 11th.
The hits just keep coming for Kyle Busch and everybody on that 8 car. That's going to be unfortunate. Had a top 5 going.
That's a tough one. Last lap.
That is a tough one.
Last corner for Elk Grove, California's Kyle Larson. The 31-year-old is going to power off turn 11. Take this little kink here to the checkered flag. And Kyle Larson scores his 26th career win. 3rd of the season. Hendrick Motorsports, Chevrolet.
Hold on, Truex is out of gas.
Way to execute. Way to be there all day. Good job.
Truex is out of gas, guys. He didn't make it back around. McDowell's going to be second. Buescher, he's still not around. He's right there at the start-finish line, 100 yards.
Side of the track, Shane Van Gisbergen. And looking at the right rear quarter panel, I think there was some contact. You see the damage on the right rear tail from the 97.
Well, this is what we talked about, right? Is this 50-minute practice is beneficial to him to go out and try to find the edge. Unfortunately, he went over the edge. We assume could have been a multi-car accident. We don't know. He said, I'm sorry. So, you know, this is part of the learning process. And, you know, this is racing, man. 2 wins in a row, back-to-back on road courses, now to an oval. This is a humbling sport. It just when you think you got it figured out, something like this will happen. See, here he is all by himself, out of the groove, just up a little bit too high. That's what everyone's concerned about. See everybody behind him, how much lower they are? Just is pushing a little bit too hard, got out of the groove, and just the grip's not there.
Is that backup? Is he going to have to go to a backup car there? That was a pretty good slap of the wall there.
Yeah, I believe that's a backup. You know, there's significant body damage. Maybe you can make that repair for a short track. My bigger concern is we look at both right rear wheels. You kind of see that white dust where the wheel itself actually hit the safer barrier. And I would imagine, you know, upper control on points or the track bar in the back, there definitely could be some chassis damage.
But Steve, when you bring in an SPG or you bring in somebody like that, this is part of it. Right? I mean, you know it going in. You know going in, Justin Marks is a big believer in his driving talent. And he knows that these days are going to happen. And it's just part of the investment you have to be willing to make in developing a driver. It's just part of it. And what you want from your driver is to say, okay, you don't want it to hurt your confidence. You just want him to say, okay, what did I learn? And that's not right now. You know, a lot of times you learn over time, and things start feeling natural to you and normal to you. But
57 to his 51. Gotcha. Hang on, stay up here. Got one more.
Super fortunate to happen.
Ease it up. There's nothing
Middle
else
of the
out back.
straightaway.
You can just ease on across the track.
Yeah, Steve, great point. You know, there's some things in racing that go your way and some things don't. And in that case, that tire and Ty feeling it down the back straightaway.
Got the wall, guys.
He was coming to pit road that lap. They said run the entire length of pit road. He was getting ready to make a run down pit road. Tire blows. That is a half a corner away, Steve, from not having this wreck. He was actually coming to pit road.
So if he was coming to pit road, he was going very fast right there. Could this be a brake issue?
No, I think, well, I don't think so. I think the right front tire goes flat. Watch the splitter. Yeah. I don't see anything come through the hood like a brake rotor would come through the hood if it exploded. And they're not using really any brake on the racetrack. When we were on board with him, it was barely any brake pressure. This is the one of Chastain, that green with the white tail. Big wiggle, big loose into the corner.
Well, Phil Surgeon, this is what a dolly looks like. Lifts on top of the dolly for the rear tires, and they are going to pull that back into the garage. But this is what has taken probably 10 to 15 minutes to get this car off of the racetrack. Oh, as we see, Ross Chastain has spun around coming to pit road.
We talked about the challenges of pit road during Xfinity practice. We saw some Xfinity drivers trying to get to pit road. Let's see what happened. Oh, yeah, he's just trying to smoke it in there, trying to learn how much pace he can make. And this pit road comes up quickly.
Car hit the wall out of turn 4. That's A.J. Allmendinger in the 16, who now is in the infield.
That looked a lot like a right front went down. I just caught them as he was going there.
He was running 10th. Marty, were we hearing anything on the radio?
Yeah, that car just will not turn. He's gassed up right there, going hard off the corner, and tire lets go. There's nothing you can do as a driver from that point. Hang on, and hopefully it doesn't hurt.
So cautions come out. And up into the wall or near the wall, Jeb Burton in the 27. And a right front down for Burton. Doesn't look like any contact to the wall.
So Jeb's on the straight, and it blows right there. And that's, you know, look, it's never a good time to blow a right front, but if you're going to blow one, that's where you want to blow it, because you're already against the wall. You can't turn the car. The car just quits turning, and he was, fortunately for him, he was already against it. Still damaged the car for sure, but from the impact for the driver, that's much better. Just doesn't hit as hard.
And with this caution. Oh! And back up into the wall, the 97. And so Shane Van Gisbergen learning. That's a backup car, trying to continue to learn in the Xfinity Series.
Sorry about that, guys.
He was running 25th.
Yeah, he got himself in trouble yesterday. It was a 50-minute practice yesterday. It just gets around on him.
Then when he went to catch it, he caught the 29 as well. So Blaine Perkins, wrong place at the wrong time.
And this is hard on your confidence. I don't care how many races you've won doing other things. Big hit there for the 29. You mentioned it. It's still hard on your confidence. And it's when you make these mistakes, make them 2 days in a row, you're trying to learn. You got to find a way to learn from it and move on, but it is very difficult.
And there's a spotlight shining down on Shane Van Gisbergen because of what he did a year ago in Chicago in the Cup Series. His very first start, he went out and won that race. He's won 2 Xfinity Series races already on road courses. So much talent behind the wheel, but this is foreign to him. The short tracks.
Let's see what happens here. So this is first time, kind of gets squeezed into the wall. Didn't seem to bother him any there. Kept speed. Here making, oh, no, he did. He had a little issue right there getting into the corner. We have caution.
0-7 around, and Patrick Emmerling brings out this caution. Just on the inside of the 5 of Anthony Alfredo. He's trying to refire it. And the final lap as the 81 has gone. And we see the 2 of Love into the wall now.
Blew a right front tire. He talked about having a vibration prior to this restart.
So Chandler Smith is going to get the win. You see the pressure being put on there by the 10, but it was the 2 of Jesse Love, the right front going down and into the wall. He goes hard. Coming up next on USA, it's NASCAR America.
What's this?
Your wings. Light them up.
Gentlemen, it's a beautiful day to fly.
AMR safety crew getting there, but we ride along. This is coming out of turn 4, right in the gas, and it blows there.
That is vicious. It's just such a hard hit. DJ and I were both grimacing over here.
There was a cringe.
Well, we both limp and all kinds of stuff because of days like that.
Yep.
Oh.
And into the wall, Austin Hill. They didn't make it very many laps at all. The left front is down.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, guys, I didn't catch it soon enough. It literally happened just in 1 and 2, and then I went down to 3 and 4. It was weird, and then
run.
Entering turn 1. And it was a left front.
Yeah, I mean, it's just easy. It's easy to second guess these things, but the truth is, there's no way you could expect that you're gonna have a problem that early. I know we saw smoke off the left front. I'm not so sure that's not brake smoke. Like he's got the thing locked up and he's trying to.
We had seen some smoke coming out of the left front. It looks as though the right front is down as well, and the caution comes out. He was running 11th.
Well, Riley Hertz went from not wanting to see this to happen to being glad it happened. Because now we saw it smoking.
Tire gave out and into the wall for John Hunter Nemechek. Both front tires down for the driver of the 20.
We've seen some big hits today.
Yeah,
we really have.
Sliding up the racetrack is Creed. Mayer is going to clear Herbst as they come out of 2. Does Heim have enough time? Coming to the white flag. One more time around. Sam Mayer in the middle of the track. Riley Herbst. One final try as they come through 3 and 4. Out of 4, Sam Mayer is going to win in Iowa.
nice work. Nice job, fellas. Oh, we won, baby! Wow, thank you guys so much. Unbelievable. Thank you guys. You guys are the best.
And a little bump there. And the left rear.
Brad is really struggling. Oh, Cory LaJoie has gone around.
He spins on lap 3. So Cory LaJoie around, bringing out the first caution. He was running 20th. 2 and 3 wide back here.
Wow. The 71, Zane Smith, looked like he was really loose on corner entry. The 7 was above him.
I think it was a 3-car, all-Spire car involved incident. The 77 got loose, caught the 71, who got the 7. That is not what the Spire Motorsports organization wants to see. It's nerve-wracking enough with all 3 cars on the racetrack.
See a battle for the lead going back a few laps ago. 5 trying to just use all the racetrack, and Blaney was there. That's what we...
Right here, 3 wide on the bottom. I think it's the 42 of John Hunter.
Yep, contact, and around goes the 10 of Noah Gragson and keeps it straight, but the caution does come out.
Yeah, I would listen into the 10 race. 10 does block, but then the 42 kind of enters so low and so shallow. He doesn't mean to get into him. He's loose. The 42's loose, but he still was the aggressor and caused the accident.
They were fighting for the 21st position.
Yeah, it's frustrating when you come off, you know, you get a run on somebody and they just block you that badly down the back straightaway, and John Hunter's just like, hey, I'm gonna ship it in here, you know, and this is the end result.
I could see that. To your point, if the 10 doesn't move down, then the 42 gets to his inside and he's kind of in a more proper line to enter the corner.
Now, you've been around this long enough to know they're not exactly rational thinkers in there with the helmets on.
Well, it's real simple. If I'm the crew chief of the 42, you blocked. And if I'm the crew chief of the 10, you wrecked me.
Exactly.
But what a save by Noah Gragson.
Yeah.
Able to get that thing going the right direction again.
So the interesting thing is, you know, what do you do here?
Like speed there as the caution has come out now. And the caution comes out. Wanted to let you know the 15, they had equipment interference. So Kaz Grala, equipment interference on their pit stop, so a pit road penalty for them. But the caution coming out, we're looking at the 31 right now of Daniel Hemrick. Maybe some contact with the wall.
Back out of the groove, makes contact.
Bounces off and keeps going.
Yeah, you know, look, they've not thrown the caution for that through this entire cycle, but for some reason they did on that one.
To ride along with the 20 and 7 team is, again, Marty and Kim right in the middle of all the action of things taking place with those teams. NBC Sports coverage of NASCAR on USA is brought to you by Pod Flag. Final stage underway, 132 laps to go in this race.
Big wiggle out of the 17. He collected it 3 wide behind him.
Comes Josh Berry on the inside in the 4. Keselowski's dropped all the way back to 4th after being on the front row.
Busch are staying out, trapped a lot of cars, still 1 lap down, so only 19 cars in the lead lap.
Big contact, the 5 into the wall, and around he goes. Got collected with the 11, and the caution comes back out. Aggressive racing there coming off of 4.
We're too bad.
And Larson was in the middle of 3 wide as he spins it around, see if he can get back. Suarez hit him on the right rear.
Well, like the
left
99,
rear.
Yeah, 99 car right there gets up the racetrack, gets into the left rear of the 5, and then he's just out of control along for the ride. Denny Hamlin, wrong place. See the 9, you saw it wiggle? He got loose, and when he got loose, he had to turn to the car to the right to keep from spinning out. That's where the contact came, right along with the 20 of Bell. Oh.
Bell got into the back of the 22.
That's how quick it happens. Bell couldn't even see the incident.
All right, Kim.
Well, before the incident, Kyle did say the car was trending loose. Kyle, though, coming on the radio, telling Cliff Daniels, the crew chief.
Well, and I think that's so important when a team is struggling. 17 to the wall. Caution.
Caution comes out. Chris Buescher into the wall. He was running 5th.
Right front is flat. I assume that is pre-wall contact. If it's following along
front, it just won't turn. That one, you saw it get loose.
I'm with you. It didn't look like the rest. It just went straight.
Marty?
Rick, this is important. A driver near the cut line, and Chris Graves.
1 lap to go. Presented by Credit One Bank. The 30-year-old from High Point, North Carolina, has been winless in 2024. He's shown speed. He's shown dominance at other racetracks. And now he's showing that he can get to victory lane at Iowa Speedway. He's the first Cup winner. Ryan Blaney wins in Iowa.
Awesome, man. Awesome job, guys. Way to stick with it all night, man. Great bounce back from Gateway. Super proud of everybody, man. Congratulations. Here's to many more, fellas. Thank you. Good job, brother. Proud of you. Talking about being a team in the summer. We did it. Good job, boys.
Whoa,
AJ,
contact.
and he'll get into the back of the 48, and Parker Kligerman goes around.
Lock it down.
I believe we watched this. I believe the 98, Riley Herbst gets into AJ, and then AJ gets into Parker.
Keenan, he got you.
We talked about it, though, Steve. Every time we come to New Hampshire, we have these very aggressive restarts, and older tires, with all the rubber buildup and all the stuff that's going on, they just do not drive as good. Let's watch what happens. Contact there. The 98 got in the back of the 16, and around the 48 goes.
Alex Bowman in the 17 nearly clearing this.
Yeah, Parker's mad, might be mad at Allmendinger, but when he sees that, he'll recognize that's not the guy to be mad at.
You saw how quick the car spun out. Like, that's just how on edge these cars are.
And watch right here. Watch, he gets contacted. Watch the rear tires. Wide open in the gas, spinning the rear tires forward to try to keep from being in the wall.
Pit road open again. We'll see if the leaders realize they're kind of backwards on the strategy. They are. So it looks like the leaders are going to pit right here, which is interesting. I thought they should have done it on the last stop if they were going to do it, but Cole Custer, there's a lot of pull on the pit crew department. Oh boy, this is the yellow they were all looking for.
It might have come just a little bit late, though, as we see Armani Williams spinning and bringing the caution out. Under 32 laps to go.
The right front is flat here. Keep it on the bottom here. Get all the way to the bottom.
With the inside wall. No contact.
Slid right through the opening.
A little contact. It flats by. Oh, here it comes. I know they had to hit it somewhere. But, so you said it. So now this caution came out. So you've got all those guys that just pitted, you know, with brand new tires.
The 20 was looking pretty wide middle. He still kind of got to get shoved off the ball.
Goes Judson Bonsignor in the 19, and that'll bring the caution out again. Sam Mayer also involved here.
The question is, did the 00 of Custer get by Quaffle before this caution happened to take the lead?
Yeah, just a reminder, as we see damage on the Austin Hill machine as well. It's really simple for NASCAR.
The north of the finish, great work by him today.
Tried to block there, went down in front of Sammy Smith. Maybe got a little help there, sure enough, from Sammy to go around, and Sam Mayer was right there as well.
Well, I'm not so sure that Mayer didn't get into him. Watch this. Watch the one car. You know, I don't know. They're just all bottled up there together. One car came in later. They was already into the back of the 19. Restarts. Here you go. Here's this battle. Great shot.
So you see right there, the 00 is pretty clear of the 88. The NASCAR saying the 00 was the leader, so there's obviously a loop line somewhere off turn 2 there that will score him the leader. On board with Parker Kligerman.
All right, so the yellow lights blinking there.
Yeah, so this is what it looks like, right? So there's a loop basically here in the middle of the corner and one here on exit. So it really goes back to, I really think in the middle of the corner, the 88 had already been passed by the 00. Maybe even on exit, right? So you got the 00 leading, it's under green, and then at some point the yellow comes out. Like I said, it's automatic. It's not even really a human judgment. The computer says, hey, the 00 passed the 88 and crossed loop X, and then the yellow came out, so it scores it that way.
And that means another restart.
I've argued them for years, Rick, but that electronics, man, that doesn't lie.
Here comes Sheldon Creed. And Allgaier making that outside line work as they have shuffled Carson Kvapil back.
That 7 car has great fire-off speed. You see him roll to the outside of the 20. He will get there.
Caution has come out again.
Yellow's out. Got wreck behind you here.
Haley Deegan in the 15. And that 92 of Nathan Bird. A lot of damage to the back end. Nathan, a 24-year-old out of Litchfield.
Looks 3 wide. This is going to be a... Oh. Wow. 15 definitely hit the 92, but I can't tell from that angle. There was 3 wide there, right? Did somebody get into the 15, or did she just misjudge the corner speed and get into the left rear of the 92? It's big contact either way.
Yeah, they were just kind of, everybody battling for the same position, and ultimately somebody got in his left rear quarter pound and around he went.
So they will head into the infield care center, get checked out. Great launch for the 00 of Cole Custer. Here comes Creed on the outside.
Now can Creed get clear of the 20? He does. Single file in second. That will give him options down here in 3 and 4. 1 car length behind the leader.
Get a reminder, if the leader gets to the white flag, the next flag determines the end of the race. Right on the back bumper of Cole Custer. Here comes the 18.
Inside.
1 more to go. 3 wide for the lead. Bell on the inside. Creed on the outside. Custer fighting back. Down the backstretch for the final time. And C. Bell pulling away. Creed running second. Custer is third. He's done it. Christopher Bell, 4 straight wins in the Xfinity Series and New Hampshire.
Way to do it there.
Daniel Hemrick is around, and that brings the caution out. It's the second one of the day. First one came out for the end of stage 1, and now the second caution out.
And a big break for cars that were on that all
by himself. Back of the car just comes around on him. They've been struggling all day. Just have not had any pace. He is just trying to find a little bit of speed. The car just doesn't have the grip.
All right, Steve, so we see everybody come to pit road?
I don't know if everybody will come. I think there's some, like I mentioned, the Gillilands and the ones that have yet to pit. They can't make it to the end of stage 2, so they're...
That's a very difficult part of this racetrack. You come out of the corner, you're kind of going uphill, and then there's a bump. And that bump right against the wall, right there, it's really hard to keep the back of the car under.
Stage here in New Hampshire. 3 wide for second.
Oh, contact between the 22 and the 9. The 9 gets spun around. They were already up the racetrack. We're going to have to see how that started, but big damage on the 9. Heavy damage on the 22 as well. Right front not rolling. That could be day ending for the 22. Remember where he was in the points.
And that makes those stage points that he's bottled up on the straight on a restart. Oh, Joey locked the left front up. He locked the left front up getting in the corner, and it just wouldn't turn.
It's funny, though, because he locked the left front up, but even as he slowed down, he couldn't get off the 9. Do you think it was a mechanical issue?
Well, let's see. I don't know. I think he just got the left front locked up, and now they're just hooked together.
Wow, that was crazy looking.
But that left front is pointed left.
Run, end line, we're off, end line, half a front, still outside.
Well, maybe that's when it got damaged, that contact.
Chase Elliott's thinking, man, what's your deal?
So what it looks like to me is that, you know, judging the pace on entry speed is so difficult when you're not in the front, right? And you
job by Reddick not to overdrive the top. You see back in line, popping out of the picture is Christopher Bell, 3 wide on the bottom, trying to make this time on this new tires. I'm sure he feels the urgency as well with potential rain in the area.
Contact there, 3 wide down the straight.
I love to fire out the pipes. It's like the green light. You know exactly when everybody gets off the gas. And how about front row, guys, with McDowell and Todd Gilliland inside the top 5. There's a battle here now for the lead. Oh, the 7 of Cory LaJoie gets spun down the backstretch. No contact. Caution's out. Have to see. The leaders were side by side. NASCAR would be very interesting to see who will be scored as the leader because of the loop lines.
LaJoie was set 20th when being told the 45 of Reddick is scored the leader. Oh, that's what happened there. Ryan Preece was on the outside when LaJoie was trying to get up there.
It even kind of looks like Preece might get into the wall a little bit and comes back and catches the left rear of the 7. From that angle, the opposite. From that angle, it looks like the 7 might just keep coming up. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's probably. Yeah, Cory just had no idea he was there. And it was a late move. It was a late move on the outside. Very top of the frame, you can see.
It's one of those situations that Cory doesn't know Preece is there. He has no idea somebody would even try to be there. Preece is not loving the move, but he has to go. You know, listen, we keep talking about the radar.
Corner with tons of speed. The 11, Hamlin just runs Larson out of the lane.
Blaney comes through into 3rd.
Oh, hard contact for the 19 of Mark Truex Jr.
Lost that track position on a pit stop where they had issue with the right rear wheel. Such a good car all day long. Once you go to the back, you're into all this chaos. He was running in the 21st position, trying to recover from that pit stop.
Yeah, just contact with he and Brad Keselowski. I feel like Truex was trying to get his car turned to go to the throttle. Kes was already there. You know what that is, Steve? That's racing. It just happens, you know, battling for position.
Those are the hard ones to judge because rarely do you run the exact radius of the corner, right? So you expect the 6 to be drifting up. You expect the 19 to be coming down.
Brad thinks Martin knows he's there. Martin thinks Brad, you know what I mean? They both think this is my spot. Just a small amount of contact.
And that's a wreck that I think 50 laps in the race perhaps doesn't happen. I think Brad sees a 19 coming down. He probably lifts a little bit, then he's going to lose 4 or 5 spots for doing it. But I think at this point, you just kind of hope, even if they do make contact, they don't spin out. Let's listen in what
Close call there between the 11 and 12. Whoa! And once again, a little contact there out of Hamlin.
What?
It's raining. So it's raining in turn 2, call reported.
Oh, and around goes Kyle Busch again in the 8. Caution comes out. 8 cautions. He might never want to come back to. Take another look. What happens?
It's hard to tell. They're 2 and 3 wide off there. Definitely some contact with the 47. But I don't know. You know, that's at the end of it. I'm not sure how we got there. Yeah, I just can't tell. I mean, they're beating and banging. They're banging into the wall. 41 Aprice is getting turned into the wall. I mean, look, they're 4 wide at this point. All right, so that looks, yeah, that looks like 4 wide, trying to get to 2 wide. The 41 is catching the 47. Listen, you know what that is? That's a bunch of frustrated people in the back trying to make something on these restarts.
Well, we talk about it every week. It's so chaotic. Look at that. It's amazing they can make him do that without wrecking.
Yeah. We had heard some rain on the radio. Looking out the window, I don't really see
that. That might have been Reddick screaming it because he was out front.
Yeah, that was just right there. Kyle Busch was just really trying to avoid the chaos that was going on in front of him, and there just wasn't anywhere to go. It's just a wild restart. Yeah, and if it doesn't rain, we're going to see more of that.
We don't see rain on this camera.
Still waiting on the answer from NASCAR. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch, who's sitting back in 30th, is having an issue on the track, and he has climbed out of the car, Rick.
Yeah, he parked the car, and that is on the exit of turn 4. Parked the car and got out of it.
This has not been going to happen. They could have actually picked up a lot of spots.
Oh, he hit the wall.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know if something broke on the car or he just lost traction. I know that
sort of, I don't know. It's hard to imagine. All right, Marty, what do you know?
Well, I just asked Randall Burnett, and he said, I have no idea. He said it just absolutely took off on him. He said, I don't know if something broke. As you guys mentioned, they've been having some issues today. They have made some repairs to the 8 car, so they don't know. They're not going to know until they get back to the...
Josh Berry up 12. Truex is asking himself what he has got himself in the middle of. He is 21st.
Carson Hocevar on the apron there, right in front of Brad Keselowski. And the caution comes out. We got a spinner. Ross Chastain. Ross was running in the 6th spot when he got around, and the caution comes out.
What'd you hit? Anything? No, sir.
Okay, I want to give it to Ross. To ask him on the radio, what'd you hit? No, sir. Not screaming, not complaining about conditions.
Ross Chastain, there he was around.
Yeah, it's kind of late to tell. He was on the flat, which is where everybody looks like they're kind of running.
Yeah, it's hard to know what happened there. You know, we were wondering about the pace. I mean, we were running 35-second laps, which is, you know, about 4 seconds off.
He was on the apron and then came up off the apron, got into the gas, and that's when he went around. Maybe even on the paint.
Yeah, well, I don't know if Justin Haley was behind him. I don't know if there was contact there or not. You see everybody performs it. Oh, Corey LaJoie around.
So that'll bring the caution out. This is an opportunity, does NASCAR say. Come to pit road and change tires.
Corey was running 30th. That was a 15-lap green flag run right there.
Everybody on the bottom of the racetrack trying to make a pass and just did not have the grip he was expecting.
Logano slowed to avoid that. So 10 cautions.
Point about the dry line. That time down the front stretch, Bell swerving like he's trying to get out of the dry line. We'll see if he does it on the back stretch. The leaders.
Oh,
big wreck. 1 and 2, big wreck, yellow.
Gregson, Austin Dillon, both around. We saw the 43 of Eric Jones avoiding.
Austin Cindric in it.
71 also caught up here. Zane Smith.
Bubba Wallace. Big wreck.
Yeah.
Again, a playoff contender. He is right on the cut line right now.
The thing just flew around him.
Prior to that wreck, he was +5 ahead of Joey Logano.
You heard him say it just looped around on him. This car is done. See Denny on the outside. The 10 just comes right around, takes the 23. Austin Dillon, been that kind of year for Austin. He is, if he's in a place, there'll be a wreck in front of him. It's just been terrible.
Pretty big hit right there for the 23.
And this is what we talk about. You know, everybody's like, hey, let's go, it's rain tires, but it's inevitable people are going to overstep their bounds, trying to learn how much grip these tires have, how hard can I push the race car. It's just a learning process. You can point your finger at Noah and say, you know, you shouldn't have done that, but it could have happened to anybody in my eyes.
Running along with the 6. Watch his right rear tires. Well, already happened there, but the right rears were on the paint when that thing started to go around. The painted line. Oh, excuse me, the 10, yes.
Yeah. 23, obviously not happy. Well, maybe right rear on the paint. Here's that impact you talked about, Jeff.
Front tires came off the ground, and the angle of that
completely gone now. This is the effect of the track drying so quickly. Cliff Daniels said, if you can hang on, but if you need to come to us, we're ready.
Hocevar slides, and the caution comes out.
I saw several drivers there starting to really struggle with their cars. That leads me to believe. Yeah, just saw Hocevar all over the racetrack. Even before this caution, that was a super early spin getting into the corner. This was a little bit earlier. You see Priest just saying, hey, I'm going to go up here in this dry zone, and if that means I push you out of the lane, that's what I'm going to do. Trying to recover in the throttle, just pushing hard. I don't know how that wasn't a bigger wreck. And then right here, just around it goes. That was an eventful few laps.
And this has been quite a learning experience, from what they're doing on the racetrack to the procedures on and off pit road to the community.
Laps to go. And the 34 gets into the 12. They slide, and they're going to spin in front of the field.
Park it down here. Park it down.
You mentioned aggressive.
Wasn't enough traction.
And just not understanding how much grip there is, really. I mean, you're trying to step it up. Drives in the corner, and he is in trouble. From the time he entered the corner, that car never took a set, never had grip. Little contact there, I think, with Haley, maybe. Not sure if it was substantial, but yeah, the car never, ever was in the racetrack, and that is going to make that outside lane even more popular on this restart.
And after seeing that, I know Kyle Larson wanted slicks, but if wet tires lost traction that quickly, I'm not sure that slicks would even made the corner.
No, this track's nowhere near ready for slicks.
How about the transformation that Josh Berry has done? When they went from slicks to wet weather tires, Berry was in 20th. And now Josh Berry is currently scored 3rd.
And to your point, Rick, Andrew, I thought he was going to miss the middle of the corner. He didn't. That is a big gain for the 4 car. At least 2 car lengths just in 1 and 2. We'll see if he can do it again. Oh, Brad Keselowski has spun around, still under green. No caution yet.
And he still hasn't refired. He's trying. He can't get it refired. Will the caution come out? Still not rolling.
He's rolling now.
Caution, caution, caution.
As soon as he started rolling, they threw it. They just were afraid he was going to be sitting there when the leader came up to him. So NASCAR tried their best to not throw that caution, but ultimately just felt like they had to. I think.
In Loudon, New Hampshire.
That looks very similar to what we just saw. A couple cautions. The last few cautions have been with cars on the bottom of the racetrack.
And we could see from here, as the 6 was trying to fire the fire out the pipes. He was not sitting there waiting on the yellow. He was trying to get going.
He was definitely trying.
He did not
fire
want
out of both pipes.
Bell, a great launch. He's got 2 car lengths, now 3 in front of Josh Berry.
Yeah, Berry just couldn't get the power down. Briscoe got to his left side. SHR teammates side by side for second. That's going to allow Bell to kind of use every bit of the racetrack he wants or needs.
Berry fighting on the outside. Bell's going to get the white flag. One more time around.
Next flag will end it. So even if a caution comes out, this will be the final chance at it. Christopher Bell won yesterday in the Xfinity Series race, Rick. He looked good in the dry. He's looked good in the wet. Christopher Bell, still the man to beat in New Hampshire.
Get out the broom. The fight for second continues between Stewart-Haas drivers. A little contact made there, but it's going to be Bell who sweeps the weekend. Christopher Bell, what a day he has done. Bell wins in New Hampshire.
How about that, boys? Loud sweep 2024. Only one man can do the double. That's you, buddy. Great job. Great stinking job, fellas. I'm proud of you guys.
5, Dean Thompson, Mason Massey involved. The 32, Brett Holmes.
Did you see Nick Sanchez look like he got through there unscathed? He was right in the middle of it.
Is that Timmy Hill, another one?
Here, there's Dean Thompson.
Lap number 2.
I don't see a lot of damage on Timmy Hill's truck. Remember, these are some of the trucks that had to go bent in. Let's see if we can tell what happened. We're hearing maybe the 5 might have got run into from behind. And
Look at Nick Sanchez. Threads that needle.
Splits the defense right there and goes between the 5 and the 20.
Takanori Ogata in the 20 this week. A lot of damage on both sides for the 32.
They just barely even up to full speed. Let's see if we can ride along with Ty Dillon. Remember, Ty was one of those trucks that had to go to the back as well. See Sanchez right in front of Ty. You see those trucks get together right in front, and Ty just woes it down. He just stops it so he can drive through here at a leisurely pace. That's experience for you. See Dean Thompson get turned around. I believe Dean might have had a little bit of help from behind, but a great job by Nick Sanchez.
Brett Holmes in for some fixes. The 38 truck has been really solid here. Actually, I think it's 3 times Zane Smith finished runner-up in this truck at this racetrack, so they know what they've got. 32, Brett Holmes goes around. Caution comes out for the 2nd time. That was one of those damaged race trucks from the first incident.
Yeah, even if he didn't have a flat tire, there may have been enough aero damage to that truck as to make it harder to drive. And you see Brett's got a lot of damage right now.
But that's easier said than done. He was way back in the pack. I think the truck was damaged, but the racing in front of him was so intense. We're going to see a lot more of this. We know how the truckers like to charge, and they're charging.
Stage number 2 for the win. And this battle on the right side, these two have been wrecking each other, and now Stephen Parsons goes around. The caution comes out for the 6th time.
Well, that was obviously intentional about the 38, but they've been, you can see all the battle scars on that truck. They've been together. It was losing some ground, and Stephen was trying to get by him, finally got by him, but not without some contact. I mean, Stephen got loose underneath him, and they got together, and then obviously the 38, you know, got into Stephen and turned him in the outside wall. Let's hear what the 38 said.
Good to have him back. He's having a nice night tonight. And right as we're talking about him, at 91 at Jackwood, goes around. He brings it down pit road. The caution is out for the 7th time.
See, no damage to that truck. He was able to hold it off the wall. I'm sure more than likely he was side by side with another truck, whether there was a little contact or maybe just lost some air off the spoiler. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Over the inside, he's going to make contact with that left rear corner. Nice job by Jack to get that truck down off the racetrack.
Boyer just squeezes by as well.
There's a contact right there.
The 7th truck. Woo.
Yeah, battle for the 13th position. Ty Dillon saw the 25 truck. You see Jack. Is that what you hear? Ty out of the throttle when Jack gets off the throttle.
Here's that moment.
Racetrack. Here's Clint. There's a contact right there.
Whew, that's where it was close.
And you see right behind Clint, Jack goes off the racetrack. So very fortunate for Clint.
.37 laps to go from Nashville Super Speedway. Stay with us as Christian Eckes continues.
Stay off each other. Don't bring out another caution flag.
The tightest battles for 3rd. Christian Eckes and Cory Heim. Ankrum, Grant Enfinger back in 6th. Ben Rhodes 7th. Matt Mills with a really solid night in 8th. Cory Heim to the inside. Wants to take that 3rd spot away from Raja Karuth. And he does it. 19 of Christian Eckes will see the white flag next time by. There it is, 1 lap to go for Christian Eckes, who's hoping to hang on and say he led every single lap. Won stage 1, stage 2. Had a smile on his face earlier, knew we had something great with this race truck. What a streak he has been on. This 19 team, Charles Denike, the crew chief, doing everything right at Nashville. Checker flag is in the air. Christian Eckes gets it done for the 3rd time of 2024. Charles Denike with a smile on his face. And that's one for the record books.
Sheer domination.
Been since 2016.
Let's take a look.
Look, Allgaier really heavy in the throttle. Watch right here. Goes to the throttle real aggressively.
They were fighting for the 4th position. Was there contact? I mean, it looked like he was really close to that left rear.
You know, it was hard to tell. But, you know, aerodynamically, to your point, you can get a guy really loose doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's contact there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's contact. And, you know, if you're Gibbs, you're hot, and you have every reason to be. You know, you just got run into in a vulnerable part of the corner. See, right there, he's just the 7. He's just in the gas really hard and just made contact with him.
All those drivers were so good, but Pit Road got that 20 out in a great spot. And now John Hunter Nemechek is going to win the guitar at Nashville.
Oh, yeah, boys. Good job. Good job, guys. Nice job. Welcome back, driver. Great work.
Chandler Smith coming home second. Jesse Love third. Austin Hill was fourth. Gregson fifth. Caution is out here in Nashville, and it's yesterday's Xfinity Series winner, John Hunter Nemechek, that slid off of turn 4 and into the infield grass. Take a look.
He's running 37th. You can see the back of the pack, so struggling with his race car and just trying to find some speed. The grip isn't there. Car goes around. I thought he was going to get stuck in the grass, but just stayed in it and kept rolling just enough to get him back on the asphalt and the concrete.
And now this is a big intersection because I think the rain is going to come here in the next 20 minutes or so, but this is a window to make it to the end of the stage. So the leaders are forced to pit, but will anybody
find him while he kept his eyes focused in front? Oh, and around goes the 54. Gibbs slides into the grass. The caution comes out.
Rolling out to the asphalt here. Rolling out to the asphalt. Right here.
So Gibbs, coming off of 4, may have had some help there.
The 48's all the way against the wall, so really I think Ty just needed the racetrack. Obviously he was having some handling concerns, either loose and didn't dare turn the wheel, or tight. It's hard to tell. You know, 48 doesn't do anything wrong. He can't move right anymore.
Yeah, you see right there, almost just looks like Ty may have thought he was going to slide in behind Alex Bowman, but either way, contact, and around he goes. All that track position gone. And we showed the 22 car before the restart, the strategy that they played to gain position and get in fourth. Right behind him is Denny Hamlin. This is the restart. Joey Logano is now running 14. So what happened? You drive into turn 1, the 22 car never takes a set in the racetrack, and you wonder, you know, back-to-back 2 tires. Back-to-back they put 2 tires on. So
and eliminates gray. You get a great before and after, and then the after, that boost you get when you look and feel your best. And try one-day beard and brow color. The fastest, easiest way to cover grays and define lines.
Nice, please. Extra cold.
7 car, Corey LaJoy on the bottom of the racetrack. Never is able to stay on there where he needs to be up the racetrack. Gets into the 15. Riley Herbst into the wall. Damage to the right front control arm. Well, Riley's going to be frustrated with that. Now, Corey didn't mean to do it, but, you know, Riley's like, hey, man, it's your job to keep the car in the line it needs to be in.
This was just Riley's 3rd start in the Cup Series this year, running full-time in the Xfinity Series.
Running up the racetrack, trying to run the lowest possible line he can.
And Nick, this didn't happen 5 years ago. No way did you see this many laps at a high-speed track between the side draft or the outside car making the inside car loose. They just didn't have the ability to run side by side. Now we're seeing continuous laps. I don't think Denny knows which lane he's looking for.
Bell shifted down in there that corner. He drove it way down in the corner, but it hurt him on corner exit.
Oh, a wreck behind him. We see the 9 of Chase Elliott, Rick.
Sliding into the grass. Caution comes out for the 8th time.
Easy.
Couldn't see what happened. I just saw at the top of the screen, he kind of got spun out of line. I don't know if it was on his own or if he had help.
But around it goes. And that's the razor's edge that these drivers are on. I spoke to several drivers this morning, and what they said was that to get the car to turn in the middle of the corner, the back of the car doesn't feel like it's stuck in the racetrack. It doesn't talk to them and let them know when it's too loose. That's what happened right here. He was in the gas. And it started coming around on him. He did not expect that at all.
So think about that. Chase Elliott, an amazing race car driver, spins out with no contact. Yet the 2 leaders are side by side. The racing is just shocking.
That's here we go. Let's ride along again.
Rolling the bottom, 1 back. Hold on to it. Hold the brake. Keep it rolling.
So the art of driving a race car is being able to operate on the edge of grip. And when you step over it, that's the result. But if you're never willing to get there, you don't have enough pace.
Let's listen.
No damage to the car besides going through the grass? No, sorry. It got loose. No, man, it's all good.
So I love that. It's all good. And why is it all good? Because that's what you have to do as a driver. You have to operate in that margin. And if you're not willing to...
Allmendinger, LaJoie, Chastain, Logano, do they have to run a long way?
Oh, Christopher Bell
Don't have
around. Big damage on the 20.
Huge hit for Christopher Bell. Caution has come back out again.
Broken toe link.
Making it 3 wide. Oh, he just gets loose. He's all by himself. We talked about dancing on that razor's edge and what happens when these cars get loose, and there it is. Christopher, that thing came around on Christopher before he even knew it. These cars are difficult to drive, and being in all that traffic makes it that much more difficult. You just don't have the downforce on the race car back there in traffic.
He had been up front for most of the day, so that clean air definitely a lot different.
And believe it, oh, big spin.
Keselowski into the wall. And the 10th caution comes out.
How bad is it?
Harrison Burton also spinning around.
Wrecked us under caution.
Wrecked us under caution. We'll have to get a replay to see exactly.
Oh. Just came down on Dillon. Must have thought he had him cleared.
Oh, Murray, trying to pull you back. Clear. Inside. Hold the brake.
It's hard because the audio, I'm not sure, is exactly lined up with the.
He just thinks he has Austin clear. Austin carrying his speed into the corner, and they make contact. Down the back straightaway.
Yeah, there's got to be more to this story because the 77 just hooks a 21.
I think NASCAR is going to like that under caution.
Yeah, there's got to be more to that story. You run next to one another enough. We've seen how many people mad at one another, and I agree. I think NASCAR is going to take a look at that. They do not like issues on pit road or issues under yellow. Let's listen in to Hocevar.
Why the f would you check up? Just get caught up. Stay off the radio. Don't know what happened right there. You're good. We'll talk about it later.
I think there's
a backstory.
A few, for sure.
Laps to go at Nashville.
They all think they can make it on fuel, but again, it's very close. Are the calculations right?
Denny Hamlin coming. Oh, what a slide by Austin Cindric. That brings the caution out. There'll be a restart.
That's
Welcome.
not what Hamlin wanted. Oh, just a little contact. When it did, it just caused Cindric to lose control. And we see that so many times where it looks like a harmless touch, but it just can shoot your car in a weird direction, and then you have to correct, and then you get yourself in trouble.
So now, Rick, we can kind of set the stage. You know, Wallace probably the biggest concern on fuel, but you know, we heard the fuel switch conversation from Gabe Hart. You know, I don't think you could pit if you're Hamlin, but who?
Green flag back in the air.
Green.
A big push by the 5, and up the racetrack, he catches the 1. Chastain into the wall. Big contact, caution comes out again. Gabe Hart said, I only have one chance at a green-white checkered, as we see Austin Dillon shoving the 43 of Eric Jones. Chastain, the window net down.
From having a chance to win the race to having your day done.
To Kyle Busch caught up in it as well, Rick.
We knew someone was going to make it 3 wide. But behind them was 3 wide. But that right there, just Larson gets up the racetrack. He was pushing, it looked like he was pushing Hamlin.
Something
and he just lost the front.
Something sparks, Jeff. Watch the front of the 5. I don't know if he hits the apron. Something seems to spark when it turns right. Hard to tell from that angle, but from behind, it looked like the left front might have caught the apron, really shot the 5 up the racetrack. Take a look.
He's in the back of the 11 right here. Gets on the apron. That's the splitter hitting the apron, and now it doesn't turn.
You and I were out there. That yellow paint is not on the racetrack like other racetracks. It's on the apron. So when he touches that yellow line, that is the flat.
It's like he's pushing Hamlin, trying to move him up the racetrack to try to drive underneath him, but doing that, he wasn't able to get his car where he wanted it to go.
And there's zero doubt if someone was going to wreck, they were going to wreck in front of Kyle Busch. I mean, they've done everything right today. Everything right for this 8 car, and here he is, the one dead sideways in front of him. Nothing Kyle Busch could do different.
Right along with Larson.
It's just pushing too late. You know, you're trying to push down the straight to get momentum, but now you're pushing in the corner, and it's just too late to do it.
Just 2 by 2. Stay up, wreck it, come down, hang on. Unbelievable. Hang on up there, it's gonna drop.
I'd said the 4. Not sure how that happened. We'll find out, but green flag back in the air. A great start for the 11. The 5 ducked down, cut the 19, and we've got a spin in the back. Let's see if he's able to keep it straight and we stay green. 3 wide per second. Denny Hamlin pulling away. Will he have enough fuel to come all the way back around? They're wrecking behind him. The caution will come out again. There's more overtime.
Caution on the back.
Back further than this. Look right to the right edge. We're going to watch the 77 back up. Here comes the 50. Here comes the 51. I think somebody gets Harrison first. So now looking at it that way, somebody somehow,
Ryan Preece,
yeah, gets into Harrison, turns him right. He catches the 51, and then it's just a melee, right? Everybody's spinning. Let's take a look
3
here.
wide middle. Still 3 middle. Still 3 middle.
From behind.
Easy. Come middle. Watch your outside.
Yeah, you saw Roof's move way in the back. This might be a good shot at what happens first. This is great slow motion right here. All right, so Preece gets the right rear of Harrison, sends him right, and then they're all banging. Now, it's hard for me to know what Preece was struggling with here. Let's see. Oh, well, he's struggling because he has Harrison's rear tires off the ground. So, pushing, not trying to wreck him, trying to push 21. It's a green-white checker.
2 to go from Nashville. The 5 doesn't go. They bottle up behind him. Big wreck for the 8.
Out of fuel.
5 was out of fuel. Caution comes out again.
That's what we talked about earlier. If you run out of fuel in front of this pack, it's going to get ugly.
Frustration there.
He gets a response, no matter what. Victory lane,
yes.
he gets a response. Any issues? Absolutely, Rick.
He's just going to keep doing it.
Just stop.
Well, it's broke. It's broken something in probably the toe link or something, and he just couldn't get it rolling. It's been that kind of year. I mean, he's expecting Larson to be going, and he can't.
195 away, still half off, ready, green. He's out of fuel, middle, pushing you. Hold the brake.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? You said it, right? Everybody has to try to go. The 5 does a nice job of moving right to not get wrecked.
I think that we are in the position of some really difficult decisions have to be made. Logano pitted on 221. Can he afford to run out of fuel here?
So getting ready for the restart again. LaJoie in that second row. Logano and Chase Briscoe making up row 1. Looks like the 9's out of fuel. He falls back. They're side by side for the lead.
48 looks like he's not accelerating as well as he had hoped. The 71 has some momentum battling up front.
Logano back to the inside. Chase Briscoe fighting on the outside. Logano drifts up the racetrack. He takes Briscoe all the way up out of the groove.
If Briscoe gets to him.
White flag here by 2, yellow's out, crap, stay fuel.
One more time, we're going to try overtime. They didn't get to the white flag, and you see the 4. Such a tough day for Josh Berry. Was sideways into the wall and then down, and it didn't look like he was able to refire.
No, and that's caution. And it's a heavy impact. I mean, look, I know we want to get the race finished, and I understand all that, but in the end, NASCAR has an obligation.
Back in the gas they go. Both get away clean.
Great restart for Logano. Now it's about hitting your marks. You don't have to defend. Just make lap time.
And do you have enough fuel? Tyler Reddick making the move on the high side all the way up to 4th. Down the backstretch. Here comes Briscoe. Logano on the bottom. Briscoe drifting back. Here comes Reddick.
He is flying. He is going to get to the 22.
1 to go. White flag in the air. Next flag ends the race. Reddick to the high side. Logano drifts up. Logano looking for a win in 2024. Reddick, one more chance. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. He goes up the racetrack. Logano goes up to block. Off turn 4. Logano is going to win in Nashville.
Go! Oh, yes, we did it! Yeah! Yeah! Hell of a job. Good job, guys. Yeah! Nice job saving there, bud.
The gamble paid off.
It's unbelievable. Not just a perseverance, not just
checkered flag for Joey Logano, and it was a crazy finish again. We see the 99 go up, clip the 19.
This was on the front straightaway.
He gets right back in the gas.
And then he said he had just enough fuel. It stumbled when he crossed the finish line. And the team celebrates again. 15 and 13 now straight years for Joey Logano.
Once to go. He's driver's right as they work down Lakeshore Drive for the first time. The battle for the lead by 2 or 3 car lengths. Here's SPG out of line. He'll go to the right side of Larson for the lead.
Normally he goes to the inside out of 5. He's going to test the limits and use the outside. Larson trying to protect corner entry in 6, and he'll do that. SVG goes wide. Now we'll cut it on corner exit. Trying to get the run. Larson throws the block. Here comes SVG back to the bottom.
What a great move. He saw Larson was in trouble. Contact right there. Larson giving him no space whatsoever.
He kind of gets momentum to driver's left, gets the preferred line through turn 1. Kyle Larson, though, doesn't concede, chases it in there side by side. These two are putting an absolute show on for the fans, because then Larson goes, I'm going to cross you over, try to work drivers outside in turn 2. Eventually had to give up the position. But
What a race between the two. And then right here, you see the respect between Shane Van Gisbergen and Kyle Larson.
A good job of that as they turn right on the Lakeshore Drive, racing for the lead and spots on back.
Austin Hill is out in front, and for the final turn, he'll come back on the front stretch. And Austin Hill in stage number 2, after leading, this will be his 5th lap. He gets the stage win. Into the restart zone they go, and back into the gas they go. Down the front stretch, Austin Hill, Jesse Love. And a fight for second is building now.
Here they come back into one, side by side. Austin Hill forcing the point there in the 21, the car on the right-hand side, trying to reclaim the lead over Jesse Love, his teammate.
He has got a mirror full of the 19 of Gibbs as they go into one.
Oh, we got a wreck over here. Got a wreck. Turn 12. Josh Malicki is stopped. The 14 car of Castro, big trouble.
Parker
hood up.
Yeah,
Oh,
Parker
Retzlaff,
Retzlaff
yes.
has a hood up on the front stretch, and the caution comes out. So another restart. Advantage SVG. He's going to start a little bit closer to the front now.
Yeah, see, it's just a stack up. Yeah, can't tell what caused it, but they all stack up.
Into the restart zone now. And back into the gas on the brakes, but then back into the gas again on the front stretch. Love with the advantage, but here comes that 19. Ty Gibbs to the back bumper. Can he outbrake him? No, Jesse Love's going to have the advantage in one.
Oh, but Gibbs is all over him, coming into the corner. Hard on the brakes, though. Love is away with the lead. Here's Jesse Love trying to pull away from a side-by-side battle. Ty Gibbs in the 19, going to squeeze down to the inside, make that Austin Hill squeezing inside of Gibbs to take second.
The Joe Gibbs racing car spun around in the back of the field at the exit of turn number 2 as the back group tries to weave their way through there. Looks like we'll stay green. Got Preston Hardis stopped as well on the bottom of your screen. Leaders through 4 and 5. It's RCR up front with the 2 and 21, Jesse Love and Austin Hill.
Looked like that was AJ Allmendinger that was 3 wide on the bottom, made contact with a whole bunch of cars. Ended up being the worst for the 9 of Brandon Joes, being on the outside.
Sheldon Creed in the 18. Here's Creed. He'll take a look again. Mayer will beat him to the punch, and Kyle Larson is back in the mix.
This is a race for about 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. All those cars right there. Quiggerman runs in the 6th spot. Creed is 5th. We go yellow here, and we're going to have another restart. Leland Honeyman buried into the turn 1 tires.
Windshield deep right there below you, Bagman.
Looks like right front locked up, turn low, flat. Right front tire is flat. 42 along for the ride on the flat tire.
He's going to be aggressive. There'll be 3 laps of racing to go from the streets of Chicago. Through the restart zone and around turn 12. And another good restart for Love. As we see Hill falling back. SVG now fighting for that second spot on the outside as they go to 1.
Ty Gibbs' life just got very complicated. SVG makes short work of Ty Gibbs. SVG, oh, Sam Mayer's around. Everybody scatters as Sam Mayer gets turned. Exiting turn number 1. He will refire the car, but SVG has gotten to second, and he is looking for the lead. They come out of 5 on the Columbus Drive. Jesse Love in the 2. You're on board with Shane Van Gisbergen. He's going to fade right, and he's going to drive it in way deep, side by side for the lead into 6. Love will hang on to the spot. He had preferred positioning, but here's SVG again on the march.
Big block right here by Jesse Love. Not going to be enough. SVG to the inside. Ty Gibbs trying to follow. Jesse Love was very defensive, but it's just too much pace to keep.
Green flags in the air. We're racing in Chicago. The field spreading out as they head into turn number 1, Bagman.
Everybody holding their breath off the end of the front straightaway. Ty Gibbs will beat the entire field to turn 1 in the lead. Remember, these drivers are on slick tires, they're not on the wet weather tires. Battle for 3rd. Bowman in the purple 48, wedging his way to the inside of Michael McDowell in a race for 4th.
They race onto Lakeshore Drive for the first time. Ty Gibbs, the black 54, leading the way as this race for the 4th spot continues. Battle for the lead as Tyler Reddick looks inside Ty Gibbs. They work through 4 for the first time. Here's the right-hander, turn 5. Everybody through cleanly as they hit Columbus Drive.
They exit turn number 5, work their way back onto Columbus Drive. Remember, turn 6 was the trouble corner last year in the wet. Let's see how everybody's about to fare out now as they begin to slowly decelerate, apply pressure to the brake, and ease into this corner. Everybody's gotten the memo so far. Nobody coming in hot. Nobody slamming into the tire barrier. 2 and 3 wide racing down the hill to turn 7.
Gibbs out front by just under a second over Tyler Reddick, Shane Van Gisbergen, Kyle Larson, and Christopher Bell in the top 5.
SVG with a big move on the inside of Gibbs.
The 16.
Christopher Bell trying to go with him.
Yep, now trying to drag race that 19 of Gibbs, 54 of Gibbs as they go onto the front stretch. Now they try to go around Ryan Preece in the 41, and it's Shane Van Gisbergen who's able to take the lead. Here comes Christopher Bell in the 20.
Christopher Bell out of nowhere now is going to challenge his teammate for second. Joey Logano blocking the way. Joey in that yellow and red 22. He's a lap car. All of these cars that are passing him are on the lead lap.
Shane Van Gisbergen, the leader. Christopher Bell, though, keeping him on it. You get a look at him there out of the back of Van Gisbergen as Corey LaJoie is around over on the backside of the course.
Right now he is in turn number 5, facing the wrong way as Corey LaJoie gets turned around before he has an opportunity to make his way onto Columbus Drive.
So it's going to be Shane Van Gisbergen. He will win stage 1. It ends under caution because of the spin by the 7 of LaJoie, as well as the rain coming out and keeping us under yellow.
But these will be live pit stops. Slow stops will cost positions. Let's see what happens when everybody chooses to do for adjustments. Dave.
In a football game or maybe even a rugby match, they can change cleats at halftime if they don't like what the field has done and the weather has changed things. These pit crews cannot. They're in their tennis shoes that they plan to be in, so they've got to be very careful as well. The front 3 and the rest of the field are on those slicks that they were on, so very gingerly, Shane Van Gisbergen brings the field to pit road. You see the 3 pit stops happening there. Let's head up pit road to Marty.
Dave, the big debate on the 5 radio for Kyle Larson. Were they going to pull a tear off or not? As you see Christopher Bell leave his pit stall, they decide not to pull the tear off because that's the only layer of Rain-X they have on the windshield. Larson wanted to leave it, and the 5 team with a pretty quick stop. I believe Larson gained a couple of spots here going to those wet weather tires.
You see SVG lost 3, and we're going to have a problem here. We've got a bottleneck coming off of pit road, a little bit of contact, and we're back to racing now on the wet tires and the wet streets of Chicago.
See the sliding, but look at the cars disappearing in the distance with the spray. Grip and visibility a challenge.
Ty Gibbs immediately going to work in that green and black 54 to the inside of the orange and blue 71 of Zane Smith. Everybody just trying to funnel down into some degree of lack of chaos there in 1. Here they are in 2. The right-hander on the Lakeshore Drive. So far, so good.
We saw a race for second there. Zane Smith trying to fend off Christopher Bell, the red and black 20. Bubba Wallace around in front of the field. He was inside the top 5 as everybody tries to come around him, kind of in a blind spot there as they come around the corner onto Lakeshore Drive. Leaders continue to work their way back into turn number 4 and 5. But here's Bubba and Daniel Suarez stopped at the exit of 2. You'll see it here as they work down into turn number 2. Bubba on the outside in the 23, just contact there from Bowman. Bubba kind of gassed it up to try to get out of everybody's way, and Suarez collected. Baggy, they're headed to you.
Now here they come into turn 6. Here they come. Ty Gibbs tiptoeing his way. This is the battle for 3rd. Larson, Zane Smith. Oh, and Chase Briscoe. He'll nail the tire barrier in 6. He gets turned around, and he just shellacks that tire barrier. Nobody else collected, but a hard contact for Chase Briscoe, and he's able to drive away. But he gave that tire barrier one heck of a lick.
I thought there was some contact from the 14 when he was sliding. Let's take a look on board and see just how much damage to the 16. I think he hit right side. I think this car is really wrecked.
Junked?
Yeah, the right side of this has heavy, heavy damage. The absolute favorite coming in. So you're going to be on board right here, and you're going to see he's going to get hit from behind and straight into the barrier. Briscoe hits the 16 of Shane Van Gisbergen, and that was a big, big hit. I would be shocked if the 16 can continue.
And so this is how it happened. Shane Van Gisbergen on the left, you see, and Chase Briscoe coming in and just clips the back of that car.
Yeah, so you can see it's not even enough to really spin him around. What it did is just increased his speed. So as Shane was into the corner at what he thought was an appropriate speed, you watch, he thinks he's going to make the corner.
And he just, I mean, there's nothing you could do at that point. There's just no runoff.
So pit road is not open, but what they're going to do, because there are puddles and standing water around this course, they're bringing the field onto pit road. They're going to stop them. They're going to red flag this race so that the air tundras can come out and blow off any of the standing water or the puddles that are on the course. Of course, Steve, you mentioned it earlier. Those of us that have been on the roads and you've driven before, you know there's hydroplaning. When you have standing water, that's, even with rain tires or wet weather tires, you still have that possibility.
And now the good news is, you see in this shot right here, it doesn't look like the rain's coming down very heavily. So I believe that the air tundras can blow it off relatively quickly. We're also here at single file restarts. Anything to get back racing, I'm on board with, because the crowd is here. It looks good. I'm ready to see some racing.
And again, it's a single file restart. Green flag is back in the air. Ty Gibbs leading them down Columbus Drive into turn 1.
Here's Ty Gibbs. He'll take the reins. He'll scamper out in front by about a car length or two. That's Christopher Bell in the 20. Kyle Larson in the 5. They're already side by side. Zane Smith kicks the back end wide right there. Everybody is safely through turn 1. Now the right-hander onto turn 2 and Lakeshore Drive.
Good racing there at the front of the field. Larson on Christopher Bell for the second spot. Bell will get the better of that battle as everybody works down Lakeshore Drive here. Just looking for some clean racetrack to avoid the spray. They work through 3 and down into the right-hander, the treacherous turn 4. Bell is close. He's putting the pressure on Ty Gibbs. Now here's the right-hand turn number 5. They go back onto Columbus Drive and head towards turn 6.
And everybody is taking a measured approach. This is a very slick portion of this road course, and it's collected cars already today, and this has a reputation of being very tough in the wet. Here's the battle for the lead. Christopher Bell taking a peek. Ty Gibbs giving him room, and Bell's just going to jam it in there. Couple of Toyotas, couple of teammates side by side for the lead. Now they'll go drivers right up against the wall, and then Christopher Bell will angle his car in. Larson, oh, Larson's in hot. Oh, he'll go windshield deep. Kyle Larson locks it down and slams into the tire barrier while racing for second here in turn 6.
Very hard contact for Kyle Larson in turn 6. Caution has come out. He's trying to get unlocked from that tire barrier, but to no avail. Looked like he was going to shorten that car up as hard as he was going in there.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest hits we've seen in turn 6. Here, he's stuck. I don't know if he made contact with the 54 or the 5 was trying to get by. I think he knew the 20 was kind of pulling that lead, and he knew he had to make something happen. What exactly happens? You just see too far, lock up, and barely contact. Turns right, actually. Kyle Larson turns right to miss the 54 and takes a head-on shot. Turns right, or the car goes right, but almost misses the tire barriers all the way to the right. Makes contact with the concrete wall. You see the damage. Grazes the bumper of the 54. Look at that concrete barrier move.
And out of 12, they've gone through the restart zone, back under green flag conditions. Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick, Todd Gilliland, and Nemechek barreling into turn number 1.
Christopher Bell first to the whip and first away with the lead. Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick, Todd Gilliland, all stacking up behind them. Here's Chase Elliott. He's trying to go to work on Ross Chastain of that orange car. Chastain now will make the hard right. Now you've got Elliott and A.J. Allmendinger racing for a spot.
Chastain goes to 6. That's the race for 7th. You see out the front of Alex Bowman's car, A.J. Allmendinger there in the 13. He'll dispose of Chase Elliott and go to the 7th spot as they all work through 3. This is the race into turn number 4. Alex Bowman, Hendrick Motorsports teammates to the inside here of Chase Elliott. That's the race for the 8th spot. Here's the race into turn number 5 now. Give that spot to Bowman as they hit Columbus Drive.
Alex Bowman now will clear Chase Elliott. What a great view.
Car in the wall in turn number 4. It is the 4 car. Josh Berry went hard into the tire barrier. Everybody's going to scoot by him here for now. You also got Chase Briscoe off over here as well. So 2 Stewart Haas cars able to drive away from the scene, but they both go long and off in turn 4.
But the other team's 4-star hand, they know a yellow's coming. So here's Bell, the 54, also going to follow of Gibbs. Gilliland, Nemechek, Reddick. I think everyone's going to come. I'd be shocked if anyone stays on the racetrack. Look at this. It looks like it's caution flag. Everybody's coming to pit road, Dave.
And Steve, this was the call as the drivers gave their feedback. Ty Gibbs hitting his pit stall. The track is not great. It's not great for slicks. They're going to have to be extremely careful as they lead here. Remember,
turn
Gibbs.
6. Austin Dillon is in the tire barrier. He locked it up, and he too has made contact here in 6.
He keeps rolling, and they stay green, Dave.
And there's Christopher Bell. He's got his 4, and he's going.
Joey Hand, and he'll do it in turn 1. Matter of fact, he'll walk away by about 3 car lengths. Everybody now, trouble in turn number 1. 1 car around, it's Chase Briscoe. Second time today, he has found the tire barrier. First time in turn 1, while the leaders head up Lakeshore Drive.
And continuing to leg it out over Joey Hand. Truex sideways, he gets into Bell. Hit by Hocevar. That may derail it for Bell. He continues on, but loses all that track position he had gained. Falls out of the top 10. That's a break for Bowman, but another heartbreaking race for Bell. He's got damage in the 20s. He works down turn number 3 and into 4, just trying to keep that car righted. You'll see a replay of it here. They work off of turn 2. Truex sideways, maybe some contact from Stenhouse. It hooks Bell. Heavy contact into the wall, and Hocevar a victim of that as well.
Now it's Gibbs that could be the one in position here.
Yeah, you see right there, just 2 wide, 2 rows. The 6, the 19 gets together. The 19 catches his teammate in the 20. This was off from, I believe, turn 12, the 42 with a big shot to the side of the car. On the bottom right, though, you see the 48 of Bowman. Now 5 car lengths in front of you, Burton.
Stenhouse, it hooks Bell. Heavy contact into the wall, and Hocevar a victim of that as well.
Good battle further back in the pack. Ty Gibbs right now pressuring Brad Keselowski. That's the race for 3rd. Oh, they make contact. 3 wide. What a move by Reddick to pass them both.
Physical racing for 3rd. Ty Gibbs trying to get going. Now we got Denny Hamlin in the tires. Austin Hill there as well. That's on the entry to turn number 1. Hamlin will get away. Hill trying to still get refired. It looks like he'll do so. Headed to turn number 5 as the leaders work through this set of corners over here.
1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Is there enough time? Reddick is the faster car. He is catching Alex Bowman.
And Tyler Reddick's sails are in the wind. He'll cut the left. He's got time to do it. Question is, does he have enough time? 1.7 seconds behind the race leader. Tyler Reddick trying to shut down the separation and trying to score the win today in Chicago.
And that gap is shrinking. You can see it visually. Reddick is starting to close. Bowman has been strong down here through 3, 4, and 5, but it's drying out in turn 4. That plays to the advantage of that car, Tyler Reddick. Bowman through 4 out of 5. Here comes Tyler Reddick. He hits the wall. That may be all the gap Bowman needs. He's in the wall as they work to 6.
Tyler Reddick gave it all he had coming through turns 4 and 5. He's given up too many car lengths now to be a factor as Alex Bowman, for the final time through turn number 6, drives away. Tyler Reddick came so close, but he did regroup the car, but now he's 3.6 seconds behind.
Reddick had about 20 lap newer tires on his race car, running Bowman down and simply made a mistake. Got into the wall, and that's allowing Alex Bowman to drive away.
Alex Bowman making his way through Congress Plaza for the final time. He works through turn 10, now 11, up over the railroad tracks and into 12. Alex Bowman has never won on a road course, and now he is going to conquer the streets of Chicago. Alex Bowman has won at Chicago.
Hell yeah, buddy! That's what I'm talking about. Hell of a job, brother.
Race where we would see, that kind of a situation.
Oh my goodness, Larson spinning down after the red.
Bumps in the tunnel turn. You saw the car jumping up and down as he was down in them, and I would say fortunate not to make contact right here. Now,
oh boy, another car spinning. The 45 of Reddick.
Yeah, Reddick in the 45 spins.
The other part of strategy is you can't do this.
Contact, Billy.
Can't be spinning out.
It's asking a lot of his race car. Trying to find grip, trying to find speed.
Oh, wow, look at all this traffic. Ben Rhodes is leading the way. I think Roger's going to try to use that draft to drive on the inside of Mozak and turns down in the corner and just gets loose.
Yeah,
there it is right there.
I'm not even sure that truck would even go all the way down to the bottom. Tried to get to the bottom, wasn't able to do it.
Does a nice job of minimizing any damage. They were battling inside the top 10 for 9th when it all went wrong right there.
Taylor Gray.
But watch him use the gas, Bill.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
on that throttle right
Hard
there.
on
The 18 takes the side force away from the 9. Being on the door, you saw the rear of it wiggle. Oh, big impact, Rick.
7.
Top of the screen. Just carrying. You can see he turns to the bottom. Knows he's carrying way too much speed. Wow, a big, big impact.
And that's why the safer barriers have that foam behind them.
And I've mentioned the wrecks.
And a couple of cars up into the wall. One of those is the 43 of Ryan Ellis.
Of Williams underneath him, and then, you know, the 3 wide, 4 wide going into the corner. Contact with the 31. Up the racetrack he goes.
Saw the 42 of Leland Honeyman also collected in that, the 19-year-old.
It's been that type of year for the 31 of Parker Utzloff. Just, you name it. If there's a wreck at any point, whether it's their doing or somebody else.
He's going to clear the 5. Now he has second.
That's going to make the task.
Oh, the slide. The 51 of Jeremy Clements. Caution comes back out.
I couldn't tell if there was contact. Well, I see the donut on the right side door. So I wonder if the 98 who was at the top maybe tried to squeeze him down a little bit. Or maybe he was already spinning. It's really hard to tell.
He was 26th.
Wow. That is such a hard shot.
Yeah, it's a big impact.
I mean, that's the thing about this place. I hate to use the word routine, but that is what we see most wrecks here look like. And, man, they are all big, big impacts. Lap older tires is making a difference. Now, look, not undrivable. Oh, as we see SVG go around.
He was running 10th. Let's see what happens. Wow.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you know, that kind of speaks for itself. I don't know if there was something happened prior to that, but you can see right here, there's, you know, Shane is in the corner. He's not catching the guy in front of him. He's not also falling back from him, and Sam Mayer just.
Remember, these shocks have mechanical stops in them. You won't be able to see that in this situation. It won't create smokes like Bubba Wallace did right there. Right, it would actually just feel rough for the racetrack. Wow, big hit for Noah Gragson.
And it looks as though he backed into the wall. And
yeah, it just looks like he got too loose. Couldn't hold the back of the car.
Oh, problems for Ross Chastain. And he's going to get into the wall.
Information I would give my driver to try to motivate him to manage this thing. That's a big shot for the 1, Jeff.
Yeah, he was out of the groove when he came into the picture, obviously just sideways and trying to catch it.
That's turn 3.
Wow. McDowell on the outside. Yeah, I just think Nemechek, Zane, they made contact. Wasn't enough room. I'm not so sure they knew McDowell was there. Yeah, just Nemechek up the racetrack into Zane, then Zane into McDowell, and those two got the worst of it. That's a contact with the inside wall.
It's actually a great view of that inside wall, Jeff. You know, at the beginning of the show, Rick, you and I talked about some of the huge wrecks here. We saw Elliott Sadler, one of the most famous on this backstretch. Pocono made huge improvements years ago of lining this entire inside, and why you think it's crazy because the wall's closer. You know, they don't get in the...
No help. He has helped you.
Big run by some of those cars in the back and around into the field. The 8 of Kyle Busch was the one who went down and came back up. Harrison Burton sliding down. It's very close there.
Track. Then a block from LaJoie. LaJoie gets into him. Kyle Busch blocked him, and LaJoie just ran into him, to be honest with you. I'm not saying he meant to do it, but either a misjudgment. See right there, big block. Then he goes, and then LaJoie trying to get back on the racetrack. That yellow line.
There we see him sliding right back in front of the field.
Yeah, all these guys just along for the ride. He misjudged it, gets into Kyle Busch. There's the block.
And around goes one car in turn 3.
Oh,
the one of Sam Mayer.
Wow, Rick. That's the 8 of Sammy Smith I saw going around as well. Damage, yeah, on the right-hand side of your screen, the 8. 2 Junior Motorsports cars involved.
15 of Josh Berry. I think the window net came down on that 15 car.
A lot of damage there for the 8 of Sammy Smith. Yeah, sure enough, the window net is down, and so Josh Berry's going to climb out. He was going to be doing double duty this weekend.
No luck for Josh in this 15. They had issues last week early as well.
This car was good in practice yesterday. Sorry, Rick. This car was good in practice yesterday, but not even a lap.
Oh, no, Jesse Love. Big damage to the right front. Connor Daly in the 20.
That's AJ in the 16 that went to the outside of the 1.
Yeah, and almost like the 1 just came around on him. Like, I didn't see any contact. Watch it again.
Yeah, it's very funny. Like, the 16 jumps to his outside, but physical space on the racetrack, I thought there was 3 distinct lanes.
What was interesting to me about that, now they're just along for the ride. Chandler Smith with big contact. And all these guys behind it, just nowhere to go. Look at A.J. Allmendinger, how slow they got in front of him. There was contact right there. Right front fender into the door of the 16. But very interesting how quickly Allmendinger was going around. And I think, here you go, right along SVG.
He does a really nice job. Gets lucky, no contact from behind.
He actually downshifted. You heard him downshift trying to get the car slowed down.
So what I don't understand, I saw the contact, but to your point, Jeff, I just can't believe the 16 has that amount of like gain of speed. Like, he was driving past the 1. I don't know if the 1 was out of the gas or was just trying to settle in, but.
And there's no grip up there at all, so AJ didn't want to be there. It's almost like he had to go there or he's going to run into the back of the 1.
First caution out in Indianapolis. NBC Sports coverage of NASCAR trying to clear, and he does.
Whoa!
Almirola completely around, and the caution comes out. Amazing, nobody got into each other behind him.
Spun out, guys.
Sheldon Creed, the other Joe Gibbs car, had him lined right up. I was afraid it might be a Joe Gibbs.
The 21's underneath him, and the 21 got a little bit loose, got up the racetrack, and got into his left rear quarter panel. Looks like everybody got through that.
If you could have a lazy spin at 145 miles an hour, it seems like that's what this was.
That's very fortunate. The 6th place car spins in front of everyone on a restart and essentially no contact from anyone. That is a little bit of luck. A little bit of a graze right there on the left rear quarter panel. I don't think any damage whatsoever, though.
Right along with SVG.
I will tell you from that view, from the other view, it was clear to me that the 21 made contact. I still have that opinion, but the 21 was much lower than I thought from the other view. When I look at the left side tires of the 21, I feel like Austin Hill.
So Josh Williams
was not aware. It looked like the car slower than he was in front.
Well, I think it was the 31 that might have got
Parker
there first.
Retzlaff.
Yeah. Good to see Parker Retzlaff climbing out. You see the damage to the front and rear bumper, and then you mentioned Josh Williams' car.
And multiple.
Jeff, so the 10, we've seen this, right? Just tight or loose. I can't tell what he's struggling, but runs the 5 all the way to the wall.
Yeah, and then it 10's all the way on the bottom. And now the damage on this 5 car of Alfredo way up the racetrack. He cannot turn, right? So now we're on the exit of the corner. And he's really slow. Contact now down the racetrack in front of.
Yeah, Parker Retzlaff doesn't see him.
Yeah, he was following another car. I didn't see that in the original view. So Parker Retzlaff is tucked up tight behind another car. Here we go. It's a black car in the row. The 28. Oh, man. The 28 zigs, and the 31 then sees the 5.
You don't know what kind of damage Alfredo has. It's easy to say, hey, what are you doing? He should have stayed up against the wall, not come down the racetrack, but clearly some kind of damage where he's not in complete control of his car. You know, when you have an incident, you want to just stay in a lane so everybody knows where you're going. But Alfredo's a good race car driver. He doesn't do silly things. He just could not control his race car, couldn't keep it up there.
And I didn't understand why the 31 didn't see him originally, but now it's clear. You know, the 31 is right behind the 28, trying to push him. A big hit from Alfredo on the inside wall.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that until that view. That was a big hit.
Wow.
It was just an unfortunate series of events here with a lot of impacts.
Yeah.
Big impacts.
Sends him into that inside wall. The 11 got into the back of the 31 after that contact was made. So it's the 7th caution that's come out here at Indy.
And the weekend started so good for that 31 car. They were fast in practice. Then the next lap made contact with the wall, and then nothing's gone right since.
Watch his hit on the right side of the screen for the 5. Look right. Nosed
That's
right in.
Yeah, that's a concrete wall over there, too, it looks like. So Alfredo. 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. And what a move right there. The 20 of Almirola takes the top spot away.
Riley still has time. Riley is faster than this 20 car. Oh, yeah, he's going to be there. You have to get to his left rear quarter panel. Take the air off of him getting into turn 3 here.
He did it before with the 0-0. What will he do now through 3 and 4? Riley Herbst into 3. He's lower. He gets to the back bumper. Through the short chute. He's going to go for the lead. Through turn 4. He has the advantage. Here comes the 0-0. Onto the front stretch. Riley Herbst is going to win in Indianapolis.
Way to do it. Proud of you. Hell yeah, Riley Herbst. Good job, buddy. Oh, yeah. Boys, come on. Nice to the end there. Way to never quit.
Cody Ware had a tire going down. Sure enough, the carcass is now off of that car.
Yeah, another flat left rear. We've heard the 17 has had a couple of these. This is another Ford. And then the actual tread of the tire finally comes off, putting debris everywhere. This is something we've seen in Indy before. We've seen wear issues here, but we've also seen left side tires. Lower air gains more speed, but you can't get too low.
And we've seen blocking at this racetrack in every form of racing. And right here, Joey Logano got blocked big time by Bubba Wallace, and that almost got big right along with Joey. Well, it's a good thing he lifted.
Yeah.
The good thing he came out of the gas. It was going to get ugly. I bet Joey had some words.
That's the only chance he gets. That's bullshit right there.
Some things here as they come back to the green flag, and we're back underway. See, Chase Elliott got out of line there in And that third line, as Kyle Busch, Steve, you said the goal was to get out in front and go as hard as you can until you have to come to pit road.
We heard Denny Hamlin, I'm sorry, it was Chase Elliott in his interview that said, well, you just want to be the front of your strategy. Oh, man, big wreck.
Oh, and hit again.
Oh,
that's
impact.
a 24 of William Byron. A.J. Allmendinger in the 16 involved as well. Caution has come out as those two cars have stopped. And that's on the backstretch after they exited turn 2. Allmendinger is rolling once again. Still waiting for the AMR safety to climb out of the car. Here's how it happened.
Oh, somebody got into the right rear of.
Looked like the 22 potentially of Logano behind him.
It looked like there was two cars 12, three cars 3 wide. Let's take a look right here. You see, you're going to see it right here, the 21, 41, and 24. So the 41, if we back that up and watch that one more time, the 41 is trying to get 3 wide between the 21 and the 24, trying to make it 3 wide. I don't believe Harrison Burton or William Byron knew that they were 3 wide. This will be a great look right here.
Oh, they're hitting each other there. So he's in his right rear quarter panel. You're right. It was just everybody, 3 cars. Here you go. Here's a great shot of it, Steve. So stop it right there. Stop it right there. So the 14 car, they are touching those 2 cars, the 24 and the 14. They're hitting each other there. And still contact. And here comes the 41. And he makes contact. It's just those 3 cars trying to go in the same spot. But it started with the 14 of Briscoe and Byron making contact.
They were pushing and shoving, and the 21 of Harrison was exiting the corner like he was 2 wide. He doesn't know that the 41's in there. So, this is what happens when everybody tries to fill that hole. But, Jeff, to your point, on board makes a difference. Let's see what happens to the 14, why he loses pace. It's crazy. I think he went down to 3rd gear.
Yeah,
that's where it all started. Was he lost pace? It's just tight racing. At the end of the day, it's what we said earlier. You just got to push and make everything happen.
Right, so it's easy to say, okay, who's at fault or what's the cause? Well, the 41 going 3 wide is the cause of the accident, but I don't blame Ryan Preece, because if you don't try to go in that hole, what do you say, Jeff? You're never going to go anywhere, right? You could argue that it's too early in the race. You could argue all these things, but the racing in the back of the pack is so aggressive. You almost just have to make some stuff happen. And you see right here, the 5-time Brickyard winner himself, he knows this place. And you see his frustration, and he sees it as like, why is this happening back here? But these restarts, if you watch 20th to 36 on every restart, I can't believe we ever have green flag racing. I can't believe they make it back around.
And we hear
there, I think, as well as Blaney. That's the idea. So if you're good on fuel, we saw smoke on the 19.
And the 19 into the wall. It looked like the left rear tire went down.
Contact with Larson.
Oh, and another wreck behind him. The 4. Josh Berry gets into the wall.
That's just a chain reaction. It's so difficult to see at this racetrack in front when things start happening. Everybody's single file. It's just very difficult to know what's going on.
It looked to me like the left rear tire blew. We saw that little bit of smoke for the 19.
And they make contact. It was 3 wide for a moment. Chastain tries to roll behind them, and the contact's there. With Larson, I don't know.
I think the 1 car all the way back that hit him on the straightaway, I believe the 19 now has a tire going down. Unless that's the contact with the 5. I don't know, because there was contact with the 1 earlier.
Yeah, I think that this wreck is because of the contact with the 5.
It's never good when we have to dissect which contact caused the wreck.
Yeah, see, he's in there, and he's got good pace. He's able to keep pace, and then there's contact here. Right there is contact. And that gets him up the racetrack.
Yep.
And now he's along for the ride. I'm not sure Tyler's down.
Yeah, so he said the one car,
Yeah,
so I was looking
at the one.
Well, I was looking at the Chastain, but I'm with you, Jeff, right? And then the contact that we saw was with the 5, then the 4 kind of gets turned around.
Yeah, a lot of damage to the front for Josh Berry.
So they're 3 wide here. Chastain lifts. He doesn't want to be 3 wide on the outside. Rolls in behind. There they make contact. The 19 and the 5 make contact.
Yep.
I don't see where Chastain ever make. Right here they make contact.
Yeah, a lot going on for sure between the 5, the 19, and the 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's 3 wide down the straightaway at Indy, and you know, it's going to happen, but things happen quickly, Rick. A lot of times when you're in the car, you're not completely sure what happened. Who's right along with Larson?
Contact there. More contact.
Yep.
You're riding along with Kyle Busch.
Yeah, I don't think that 19 ever had a tire down. I just think he's out of the groove.
Got up the racetrack, and then behind them, Josh Berry in the 4. Let's listen in on the 19 radio again.
On the 5, I was just trying to hold on to it with the 1 car there. I don't know. I think he thought I was trying to hit him in the side, but I was just kind of hanging there next to him.
So I think he's referring to the backstretch. So if we went back on board with
Briscoe making up row 2, and green flag back in the air.
That was a great launch by the 11 car, Denny Hamlin.
Oh, and into the turn 1 wall early. The 22 of Logano, and the 24. It can't be the 24. 84 of Jimmy Johnson.
Well, business is picking up. Clearly, caution before this one. 2 wide guys blocking. And 77.
The 12. 12 was sideways. Looks like he hit someone.
Yeah, but watch right here. See that in 3/4 of the way back, Hocevar in the middle trying to make it 3 wide. They're coming to the corner. Everybody's got to start slowing down and trying to get to their line. Blaney doesn't know he's there, pinches him off. That's where it starts.
That was Austin Dillon's view, vantage point.
There's big impacts for Jimmy Johnson and Joey Logano. Here's Joey Logano's ride. Just listen. Yep. It happens before you know it in many cases, and that's what happened there. Joey's pointed the wrong direction before he even knew why or what happened. It's frustrating. You're trying to, this race means so much, and just a victim of someone of
at 102. They last pitted at 107. Tyler Reddick following down pit road, and a caution, Rick, maybe on the racetrack. Martin Truex Jr.
Martin Truex Jr. up toward the wall, and the 9 was on pit road already, so when pit road closes, he's already there. He can do his stop.
Yeah, and he shouldn't lose his lap now because the rest of the field has slowed down. The 45 of Tyler Reddick, same situation. So you just have to be scored to the pit outline or the start-finish line, depending on where you're pitting. I think both of those cars are past the start-finish line, so the pit outline will be what matters. There's the 9. He scored. That'll be the lead lap for him. 45 of Tyler Reddick is also
ended up rubbing the left rear and cutting it.
To feel quite a bit shorter of racetrack.
Yeah. Larson with a big entry into 2 that time, super high. gain some momentum. He's not going to be able to make the move here, but can he force Blaney into a mistake? Right there, that's what he's doing. He's not really thinking he can pass him. He's just wanting Blaney to be looking in the mirror to distract him.
Coming out. Oh, we got a caution that comes out. It's the 8 of Kyle Busch.
And you heard a radio, max save, max save. I can tell you that could have been anybody in the top 20 on the radio about saving fuel.
Kyle Busch was running 6th. Now with the call.
He enters. See his car coming up the racetrack. His entry was so low because of the block that he wasn't able to make the corner, and that's what I kept talking about Blaney. What he was able to do is enter that low and still stay on the bottom. See, up the racetrack.
Yeah.
It's just such an early entry.
And that shows you how good of a job the 12 is doing.
Exactly.
Because he's entering that low and it's working out.
Exactly.
Happened just behind the leaders, and now 2 laps of racing at Indy. Who else is going to run out? And a wreck in turn 1. The caution comes out. There'll be another restart.
Yeah, for the 4th time today, we've seen a big pile up on the restart.
John Hunter Nemechek involved in the 42. Oh, there's Denny Hamlin, who had just come to pit road. He's involved.
Guys, are you okay?
Chase Briscoe has damage to that number 14.
And all these guys with damage, hope everyone's okay. Interesting to see if Larson did get in front of Blaney there. He's being scored as he's in front of him, but they've got to go back and determine that.
Oh. Big contact in 1.
That's a big shot. I think that's the 42 right there, the white car is.
And such a good day John Hunter had. Just a block, another block. So Nemechek made a very late block getting into 1. Watch this. See, Nemechek came down the racetrack. Hemrick was there. Big impact. Gosh, those are big wrecks.
Nemechek glanced off that inside, the barrier in between pit road and the outside wall.
Yeah, see, here comes Hemrick. And, yeah, he just, Hemrick couldn't get slowed down like Nemechek expected it that he could. They were on corner entry as well.
Yeah.
Which makes it even that much harder to gauge it.
You see the red on the NBC logo. The cars have been stopped on the front straightaway.
Glancing blow off that inside wall.
And the red flag, I don't believe, has anything to do with fuel load. That NASCAR's not really ever done that. Just this track is so narrow that they have to get the cleanup underway in turn 1 with all the cars sitting down there.
Great launch for Larson. Reddick way back. Here comes Blaney on the outside. Larson easily by Blaney. And you see Blaney wiggling. Does he have enough fuel?
Now can Larson hold off Reddick?
Oh! Spinner on the backstretch. And is he going to make contact? He does with the inside wall. We'll see if he continues to roll. They stay green if that car will continue to roll.
Oh, he's trying to roll.
That's Ryan Preece, and he is trying to roll, but he's got a flat right rear tire. Out of 4, will they see the white flag? Larson in front, Reddick running second. One more time around. And the 41 still isn't moving.
I don't see any way NASCAR let some race by this.
And there's the caution. Larson's going to do it. Larson is going to win the Brickyard 400.
We get back to the line.
Preece started to roll. He couldn't continue. The caution comes out after they had received the white flag. And Kyle Larson gets his 27th career victory. And it comes with another crown jewel win. The Brickyard 400.
Think about the month of May that Kyle Larson had here, trying to run his first Indy 500. The fans here absolutely showed him tons of love. Every time he'd come to pit road, they'd all stand up and cheer.
Brickyard 400, baby, hell yeah!
It didn't work out for him on that day, but it has today.
Good job, guys.
Elliott gets him from behind. Just grazed that inside wall, but I think the rear tire's going down. Did not enable him to keep going.